I don't know if I know anybody on Purdue's
There was
team.
that really big Purdue player that I want to say
They kicked Iowa's ass twice.
Yeah, they sure did. It was pretty rough. And then that Tennessee game, man, that was a heartbreaker. We were on our way home from we'd left a little outside of Nashville. I pulled that game up at some point. And they were down 20. And I'm like, well, this is fucking over. Then I turned back on and it was tied.
The Big Ten spared Iowa one beating. They only played them once. So,
so it's just one time that Iowa got raped. No big deal. That's fine.
Red Sox are getting dominated.
Are the Red Sox getting fucked up tonight?
Yeah, Seattle's just
taking it to them.
Yeah, right now it's 10-4, bottom of the sixth.
The Braves got rocked. So ESPN Plus was carrying the game, and I don't know if you guys know anything about ESPN Plus. If you've looked into it at all,
I've heard some stuff. Is that you have to pay more for it or subscription?
Yeah, it's $5 a month. So I mean, it's cheap. But they had a 7-day free trial. The Braves game was carried on there today. So I'm like, well, fuck it. Like, I don't know how many Braves games I'll actually get to watch this year. 7-day free trial. Fuck it. I'll just watch it.
Yeah, do it.
I turn on the game and it's 1-0 Phillies, 1-1 Braves. It's a good game, good pitching battle. Fourth inning comes.
Was John Smoltz pitching?
John Smoltz out in the back, out in the outskirts, wishing he still had a job.
He was doing his best Tony Romo on with Joe Buck.
He was trying. Fourth inning comes, they blow it wide open. Braves come back at 6-3. Then they get in the relievers. The relievers give up a fucking grand slam. It's 10-3, and I shut it off because I got real sad real quick. It was it's brutal watching your team give up a grand slam fucking game one.
160 games left.
Thankfully, it wasn't to Bryce Harper. Also, not thankfully, because Bryce Harper's on my fantasy baseball team, so I wish it would have been Bryce Harper that hit it.
Yeah, him and Machado both had bad opening days.
Yeah, it was not good all the way around. My pitchers did okay, though. Barrios for Minnesota pitched to Jim.
Yeah.
He pitched to Jim.
Hope he didn't have Chris Sale because he got rocked for 6.
No. I think I had Chris Sale last year. I did not have him this year. My pitching staff is weak. My offense is pretty strong, though, so we'll see how that goes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's return edition, the 71st edition of the return edition of the Level Up Show podcast. This is episode 189. Been 3 weeks since we've done a show. Good Lord. This booze is getting already.
Good Gore. He created the internet.
Good Gore. He did create the internet. We've been on a little bit of a sabbatical, some personal things. Went on spring break. Went down to Gulf Shores of Alabama. Hung out on the beach. We are down one member tonight. Careful Ralph is out with PhoneBookitis. He will hopefully return next week.
This is his spring break.
Yeah, his spring broken back, I think, is what's going on.
He's out buying shorts of every color right now. I'm sure of it.
Old Navy's got a really deep sale going on. I'm sure that's where he's at. Yeah. That or the Five Below, looking for good Dreamcast games or something. With me, as per the usual, though, my good friend Ryan. Hello, Ryan. How are you?
Do you think they make jean shorts in every color, or no?
I mean, I can tell you that I own at least 3 colors of jean shorts, but that makes me a special kind of person.
Because I feel like does Ralph, does he still wear the jean shorts? Or,
I haven't. Last E3, I do believe I saw him in a pair of jean shorts, and you guys were here. I have.
Yeah, were they way past the knees, like where they were almost pants?
Well, he's short enough that no disrespect here. Ralph is a shorter person that, I mean, even normal shorts are probably past his knees. Like, I don't think he goes to the Jinko store or like the Polo store to find those long shorts. I think he just buys shorts. You know, I don't think he lives the Kevin Smith lifestyle of finding shorts that are longer than his legs.
Yeah, well, I think the trend is going the opposite now. I think the shorts above the knee is
way more
hard.
Yeah. So I finally bought a pair of not jean shorts last year. My first, I have my gym shorts like I'm rocking right now, but for out and about use, I bought a pair of like these, I don't even know, like Swiss make some like just kind of like nice, not cargo shorts. And they're real comfy, and they're like $15. And I'm like, I might have to get away from jean shorts, which has been my cutoff in jean shorts. Like that's been the Derek Vance way since I was born. Like I was born with a Stone Cold Steve Austin cutoff T-shirt and jean shorts.
Like how did your mom have jeans in her? From, like, how did that happen?
On my way out the womb, she had her jeans still on, so they just tore into my legs, and it was just.
Is that how the doctor grabbed you out? He just had the jean shorts, right?
He grabbed her pant legs and just pulled, and I just right through with the jean shorts, and I was out there flipping birds and drinking Steve Weisers. It was a whole thing. It was a deal, man. It was a deal.
You can get all those jean shorts at the same place you get those stupid cutoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I have them at my house. I don't need to buy anymore. I make them myself now. It's no big deal. I didn't have the bald head that our good friend, Mr. Tony Welchel, guest and friend of the show, guest host this evening. Hello, Tony. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Why are you so dressed up?
Yeah, this is my nationwide swag. I haven't changed since work, so
you got to put on like a bad shirt when you're. I mean, I guess I'm rocking the Brave shirt. That's what I got on.
Yeah, I got a Boston shirt upstairs, but bad luck on opening day to wear it.
Yeah, I got my glass of old Ezra 7 in hand. Got my my beer if I need it. I'm set to go.
Nice.
That's not apple juice in that cup.
No. This is full on actual whiskey, I think.
Not Jameson, huh?
No. The bourbon has been a thing for a little while now.
Bourbon's good. Makers.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'll ever drink any more Makers ever since the night that I took it up to Garrett's bachelor party / wedding and got real drunk. One and done for me with the Maker's Mark.
That's too bad.
This is
gonna save you money though.
This is courtesy of Ryan Deerdorf. He hooked me a bottle of old Ezra 7 as a gift.
Nice. Yeah,
it's very good whiskey, by the way. It's very good.
I've heard it's good. Yeah.
But that's enough of the booze talk anyway. It's been 3 weeks since we've convened. There's a fuck ton of news. So buckle down. Are you guys ready for the news? Great. I'm going to take your non-response as a response. We're going to jump right in here to Octopath Traveler. They the developers talking about a console game in production. They also announced a mobile prequel is in the works. I know those are games that you enjoy there, Ryan. What do you think about a new console Octopath game?
I was gonna say I definitely don't care about the mobile.
I know you don't care about the mobile part.
I'd play another one. It was a little too long, but I don't know, and I didn't really like some of the way they did the story. But I don't know. We'll see if they do the exact same thing or if they change it up some.
Tony, you also played Octopath. What about you? Console Octopath game? Are you into that?
Well, I mean, it's on a console, right?
Well, yeah, it's yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yep,
cross-platform. Is that what you mean?
Well, I just mean that with the mobile game they're also making. They're tempering people's expectations because they announced the mobile game and people got real worried that they're only doing a mobile game.
I'll play a mobile game. There's quite a few like good kind of JRPG-ish iPhone, iPad games that take up plenty of my poop time at work. So
sure,
I'm down with that. But I agree with Ryan. Octopath was long and kind of cumbersome, and you start playing it and you like the old school JRPG feel, turn-based combat, and the combat in that game is unique because of the breaks and stuff like that. But it gets to a point where like I was playing Octopath and then I went to play Dragon Quest 11 and I tried to come back to Octopath and it was too much. Going back to that kind of combat was like, Jesus Christ, reinvented a little bit, So it was good. I kind of hope they redo the art style. That I don't play in handheld very often. So on a 65-inch, like it doesn't look super great in 16-bit.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't ever get into those. I played the Octopath demo when it first came out, and I literally fell asleep playing it. So that might say more about me than it does the game. But
yeah.
Those games are so hit or miss for me, and I just can never really I tried to play Final Fantasy 6 on the SNES Classic, and played a couple hours of it and just never got back to it. It just
Final Fantasy 6 is great, man.
I've tried to force myself.
Didn't you forget to save too? Or?
I died before I figured out how to save because in the middle of not
save states, bro.
But that was what I did. Was I tried to do a save state and press the wrong button. It didn't save, and so I had to restart the whole game after 2 hours of work.
Yeah, that'd make me rage quit for sure.
Yeah, I was pretty upset about it. So I mean, the beginning of that game is a little dense, so it was a little tough. That Octopath mobile game. is coming out later this year, at least in Japan. It is called Octopath Traveler: Champions of the Continent, and it is a free to play single player RPG.
I'm down for that.
Check your local listings if that's going to be coming to you anytime soon. What do you guys think about a Dark Souls battle royale game? Now, I say this and I don't mean actual Dark Souls. The Dark Souls creator said that he would like to make a battle royale game.
Oh God,
what do you think that would be like? Like just the most murderous battle royale game of all time?
It would be 100 people instantly down to like 15. And then when it gets down to the final two, it'd be 30 minutes of them just circling each other.
Yes, probably not wrong.
A lot of dodging, a lot of rolling.
No dodging in Sekiro, really, or at least no rolling.
There's a dash.
There's a dash. There's not a roll though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be into whatever Miyazaki wanted to make for a battle royale game. I'd check that out.
Yeah, I wonder what that would be. Because I think
just be a bunch of armored motherfuckers. Like what?
Some like 3 or 4 players or whatever. And Dark Souls, I think that remaster. I think can you summon like 3 or 4 players? To come
you can like that PvP area. You can do up to 4, I think.
Yeah. So that'd be crazy.
What's that?
Can I stream it on my Google Chromecast?
I mean, you can do anything with Google Stadia, which we'll get to in a minute. Anyway, so there's that. I think they can even do a Dark Souls battle royale that isn't 100 people. Like they could do a Dark Souls-ish battle royale with 10, 15, 25 people, and it would be fine.
They should just put all 100 people in a very small room, and then just let
That's the battle royale.
Yeah.
The Royal Rumble, but you start all 30 men in the Royal Rumble.
Did you ever watch there was like some wrestling game that Dan was playing that was like really customizable and you could pretty much do whatever you want. He put, they used to do those matches where they basically do, I can't remember what they called them, but they put like 4 rings or whatever.
Oh, like a war games match.
Yeah. So he put like 2 rings next to each other and just put everybody in the ring, and then he made the rings really small so like people couldn't even move.
That's pretty good. No, I didn't see that. That'd be pretty funny though. Oh fuck. I know that I'm excited for this. I don't know about you guys. I think that Ryan, you would probably be interested in it. That Judgment game, you remember that?
Yeah, it's still coming out.
Spin-off. Yeah, it's supposed to be coming out at some point, but that 51-year-old, I'm gonna butcher his first name. Oh no, I guess it's just Pierre Taki. I was gonna pronounce the Kaiho Hamura, which is the character he plays in Judgment. He got arrested as a suspect for the usage and possession of cocaine.
I saw this. That's a real big deal in
Japan. Yeah, Japan. They don't deal with that. I mean, he didn't have any at his house. He didn't have any in his car. He just had some in his system, and he's about to face 7 years in prison for it.
It's crazy.
It's pretty harsh.
They shut down an entire game that was like finished, ready to ship.
The game was on the shelf already. Like the game is sold.
My God,
the game is already sold. They pulled it.
Understand that? Why? Who cares?
Apparently, according to the Japan, I wouldn't say lore, but just how that culture is, it just makes a company look bad if they don't take action and stuff like that, or at least that's what they feel like, whatever it is in Japan. So so
weird.
They felt the need to take that game down. He apparently was part of Kingdom Hearts 3. He voiced the frozen snowman.
Olaf. Yeah, they took him out of that too.
Yeah. So it's just crazy to me. Like,
I mean, yeah, they didn't even take Kevin Spacey out of Call of Duty.
That's the ultimate slap in the face, I think, to Kevin Spacey more than it is Call of Duty, but that's just me.
Guy does a line of blow and his like life's over.
He's going to prison for the rest of his life.
Crazy.
I don't know. I hope that doesn't put a detriment to that game, because that game looks really dope.
What do you think they do to child rapists
in Japan?
Yeah,
they definitely cut their dicks off.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they do. It's like it's an Eli Roth movie over there when something bad like that goes down.
Crazy.
Yeah, I was not aware of that. So does that mean that the Dolphins should just like close up shop and go away because their coach got caught? One of their coaches got caught in the line.
I mean, listen, they could just rebrand as the Miami Marlins, because whatever. No one's really going to tell the difference. They both suck.
Japan took all the New England Patriots merchandise down.
Yeah, can't do it anymore. All that Aaron Hernandez merchandise that was flowing through.
The real crime is he only paid that prostitute $100.
Robert Kraft. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man. Sometimes when you can get a good deal, you fucking jump on it, or in his case, get your hands on it,
Yeah,
or get her hands on you.
hands.
Oh fuck, that's your judgment news. Sniper Elite. I think Ralph's played some of these games, right? Have either of you played any of these Sniper Elite games? Right?
No.
Those are the ones that you shoot the balls off of somebody.
Slow-mo dick shot.
Yeah, no, I've not played them. I've just watched people play them.
I've never seen it, but I know Ralph's played a couple of them. Rebellion announced that a 5th mainline Sniper Elite game's coming, also a Sniper Elite VR, Sniper Elite 3 Ultimate for Switch, and Sniper Elite V2 remastered. The line next to this is that's a whole lot of new testicles to explode.
Well, so there's does that bullet just rip through a nut cup or something? Or
I'm pretty sure the bullets they use in that game are just the sharpest and most on point bullets ever. So it doesn't matter if you wear 4 nut cups, they're getting that dick. Those balls are going nowhere.
Yeah. Forgot your helmet, but remembered the nut cup.
Listen, you put a sleeve on it, but it's not going to make any difference. It's all getting blown up. So if you're into those games, that'll be coming out. You guys know the game Left 4 Dead? You guys like Left 4 Dead?
I've heard of it.
So Turtle Rock Studios, the developers around Evolve and the Left 4 Dead franchise, they announced a new game with Warner Brothers with nothing attached to it other than a name, and it is Back 4 Blood. And that is back with the number 4 blood, just like Left 4 Dead. I presume that's because Valve said, "Yeah, we don't want to make another Left 4 Dead." So they're like, "Fuck it."
Hogan on the cover doing this.
I hope it's Flair on the cover doing that.
Is Flair ever in the NWO?
Everyone was in the NWO at one point, so I'm pretty sure
he got beat by the NWO.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone was in and also got demolished by the NWO at some point. But if he's just throwing up the 4 for the 4 horsemen,
no, you can't hold it like this if you're doing 4 horsemen. You gotta.
Why? I mean, you can't
do 4 life is like that,
4
right?
life, but the 4. I mean, you gotta do it like that, like Back 4 blood. Yeah, 4 life. If you were like back for life, that'd be that's a good game. Maybe that's the sequel.
Yeah, that's Backstage Assault too.
Yeah, it's the long-awaited sequel to Backstage Assault. Vince is finally getting smart and letting WCW make video games again.
They should do that. That'd be pretty cool. If they,
I think that'd be fun. I think they don't make enough wrestling games, honestly. I think they could saturate the market a little bit better, but that's just me.
Bring back Eric Bischoff.
Bischoff. Don't bench off that shit. Bischoff. I mean, I'd be fine with Eric Bischoff coming back.
His karate moves.
Yeah.
I liked it when he hit on Linda McMahon.
That's disgusting. What is wrong with you? It says more about you than it does him. I like congressional senator fucking Linda McMahon getting hit on by Eric Bischoff.
Oh man.
Jesus Christ. I don't know.
Hey.
A new Left 4 Dead, does that do anything for you guys?
It's not really a Left 4 Dead game though, right? Valve is not going to allow.
It's a new
IP.
Gonna
be the same fucking thing though.
Evolve was pretty bad though.
Yeah, Evolve was real bad. I didn't care for Evolve. Tony, what do you think?
Count me out.
Right on. What else do I got here? I got some bad news. You want some bad news?
Lay it on me.
Ninja
Roman Reigns the champion again?
No, not yet. Thank God. That'll be after WrestleMania. We still got another couple of weeks before he gets the title back. Ninja
Prince died?
Prince is long dead. Yeah, that's pretty bad news. He's fucking super dead. Like Luke Skywalker. Ninja was paid $1 million to play Apex Legends when it came out.
Holy shit.
Was he good at it?
I don't watch that motherfucker.
If he's not good, they're gonna make him good at it.
$1 million. He wasn't the only one that got paid, but EA shelled out $1 million for this motherfucker to play this game that he does not play normally. He went right back to Fortnite.
Is he not on some contract with Fortnite?
I don't think he's a contract for anything. He just fucking rakes in the dollars.
That's crazy.
$1 million fucking dollars to play a video game.
Gearbox should get him to play that game they came out with. What was it? It's Battleborn or
Battleborn
Yeah.
not even open anymore. They literally
Yeah.
shut it down.
yeah.
Somebody screamed out Battleborn in the middle of that press conference today, and some dude was all excited about him yelling it. I'm sure he felt real good, but I felt terrible for him because that game
Actually, I have a copy of it that I used as a replacement case. It was
Really?
$3. Yeah, I bought it for like $3 or $4. So
I remember when I got the beta to play that game, and I was all excited, and then it was shit because it's a MOBA, and MOBAs are bad.
Wasn't there some figure though recently that Ninja, kind of at the height of that Fortnite craze, was raking in like 12 or 13 million a year?
Oh yeah,
That's from Twitch.
I'm pretty sure he's still making a solid at least 10 on streaming alone, plus whatever. I mean, we talked about
A month,
recently,
like a month, not a year, a month.
Was it a month or was it a year?
He was making like over 100 a year. I remember reading about.
I know that. I mean, Careful Ralph recently told us, or was it you, Ryan, that you found
it was Ralph. Yeah.
a poster of Ninja at the local Walmart.
I saw one at Five Below the other day.
Fuck off.
No,
That guy sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
It wasn't even a good poster. It was just a picture of him and it said Ninja on it. That was it.
Like, and watching him play games, like before when he got Drake on to play Fortnite before the Apex and all that stuff. Like the dude's just annoying. Like I can't even listen to his voice. Like I'll watch that Dr. Disrespect dude, and even he kind of gets annoying. But
here's this from Forbes.
What's that?
He shot at Dr. Disrespect's house.
He got shot?
Here's this from
not him. Somebody shot at his house.
Oh, somebody shot at his house?
Yeah. At Ninja's house?
No, Dr. Disrespect.
They know Ninja can dodge bullets, right?
Jesus Christ. What do you got, Tony?
This is from Forbes. It's not 12 million a month. He has 12 million followers and subscribers. He makes close to $1 million a month.
I mean, that's still $12 million a year, which is still a lot of fucking money.
Yeah. He streamed Apex for like one time and got a month.
$1 million. Yep.
Absolutely. If he did a line of coke on Twitch,
yep,
would he not be able to stream in Japan?
Oh, fucking Yakuza's coming for him, bro.
The entirety of the Japan army is.
What if it turns out that line of coke was a pixie stick?
Does this mean we get rid of Ninja either way? Because I would still be okay with this.
I know. I don't know what happens if you snort pixie sticks. So
I wouldn't know, but I could find. I mean, we could find out. We could stream that ourselves.
So you can probably just say it happened, and they would do something.
They'd still fuck you up for it.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I hate that Ninja guy. What a fucker. Speaking of things I don't like, Call of Duty Mobile, a new free-to-play game that's bringing together maps, modes, weapons, and characters from across all the Call of Duty franchise. Heading to North America, South America, and Europe. Activision, in collaboration with Tencent and its developer TiMi, announced the Call of Duty Mobile for Android and iOS. You can pre-register now if you want to play that. If you are into that, it'll have Team Deathmatch, Search and Destroy, Free for All, and then all of your classic maps.
What are classic Call of Duty maps these days?
Nuketown. Yep, Nuketown. Crash.
Yep.
Hijacked. I don't know any of those. I know Nuketown, but that's the only one I know.
I haven't played a Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2, the original.
I played Advanced.
I played the story, but I haven't played multiplayer.
I played Advanced and Infinite, I think, but that's been it.
Can you play as Kevin Spacey in this?
If you want to, you have to actually just envision yourself as Kevin Spacey, and you can do whatever you want.
Well, I guess it is the first shooter, right? So you just pretend what you look like,
right? Yeah, just yep, absolutely. That's all
they can't, they can't in good conscience go pull Kevin Spacey out of these games when our fucking president's Trump. I mean, this motherfucker's grabbing chicks by the pussy.
By the pussy, yeah. I mean, listen, they could sure try.
Easy decision for those guys over there.
Just leave it in.
Call of Duty, yeah.
Just leave it in. All right, let's keep churning through this news here because I've got way too fucking much of it. Konami announced a bunch of collections that they're coming out with. This happened while I was on vacation. I know Ralph was really excited about this. 50th anniversary of Konami. 3 different anniversary collections. Castlevania collection, Contra collection, and an arcade classic edition. They're going to be coming to PS4, Xbox, Switch, and PC. And a bonus ebook with a bunch of different fun things inside of that. First collection will be the Arcade Classics Edition. April 18th for $20. Access to 8 games from the 80s. Haunted Castle, which I don't know any of these, by the way, I don't think. Typhoon, Nemesis, which is Gradius. I guess I know Gradius. Vulcan Venture, which is Gradius 2. Life Force, which is also Salamander in the US. Thundercross, Scramble, and Twinbee is what's coming on that
That might be a Black Friday pickup
for $20.
I don't think I know any of those games.
I know. I mean, I've heard of a couple of them. Twinbee, I think Ralph's talked about before, but I don't know anything more than that. Then it's the Castlevania Collection, which is coming out in summer. They have only announced 4 of them of the 8 games. You got Castlevania from the regular Nintendo, Castlevania 2 from the Game Boy, Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse from the Nintendo, and Super Castlevania 4, which we have played right here in my house from the Super Nintendo. 4 more still yet to be announced. And lastly, the Contra Anniversary Collection arrive in summer as well. 4 of these have been confirmed, 4 have not. You got Contra from the arcade, Super Contra from the arcade, Super C from the NES, and Contra 3, the Alien Wars from the Super Nintendo. Those all seem really cool, and for $20 a piece, that seems like a really good investment. I would pay $60 for all of that, I think.
I'd be interested to know if they're gonna put in that what was that? That Castlevania game that was only on the Wii that people have been wanting to get released.
People really like
Rebirth or something like that.
We have the wrong crew here to ask because I think Ralph would know better than I would. But,
you probably know exactly what you're talking about.
I know that there was a game on the Wii that it was WiiWare only, and people really liked a lot.
Yeah,
was it Lords of Shadow 2?
Fuck that! If that game put on there, I will burn Konami to the ground. To the fucking ground.
I think they're working on that themselves.
I fucking
true.
Oh God, I hope not. Microsoft confirms Cuphead and Xbox Live both coming to the Nintendo Switch. I don't give a fuck about the Microsoft or the Xbox Live bullshit, but goddamn it, Cuphead is coming to the fucking Switch, and that gets me all rocked up.
It's why not PS4?
I think that might just be Microsoft trying to still stick it to Sony, even though they're losing.
Phil Spector, baby.
Spencer.
Because they did a physical release, right, for the Switch. That's what they were planning on doing. Like actually on a cartridge.
Yep,
yeah,
they're absolutely doing a physical edition. April 18th is when that game is coming out.
Shoot on Xbox.
What?
They should do a physical edition on Xbox.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean,
I think they released a boxed version of it, but it was just
it was just the download code. Yeah. I don't know. I don't care if like they bring, it's cool that we talked about before. They bring Game Pass or the Xbox Live video games, all that shit to the Switch. But one of the games I for sure wanted on my Switch was Cuphead and Ori and the Blind Forest, and at least I'm getting Cuphead to start with because that game is a shit ton of fun for the little bit I played, and I will be more than happy to pay the money to buy it on the Switch.
Yeah, I somehow lost. I don't know. I blacked out during this whole period of Cuphead fame, but the art style is awesome.
Yeah, I can't believe you don't have it. Like that game is.
Yeah,
Ralph brought it up. I want to say it was last game of the year when he came up. When we recorded it up here, and he brought his Xbox with him, and I played some Cuphead then. We played some PUBG on his Xbox, and man, that game is just a fuck ton of. It's hard as shit, but it is fun as fuck.
Yeah.
Continuing through the plethora of news, Hellboy has been added to Brawlhalla, or is coming to Brawlhalla this month. That's a free-to-play platform fighting game from. I think it's Ubisoft.
Moving on.
I don't even know what that is.
Brawlhalla is a free game on the consoles you can play if you want to. It's on Switch, PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
He's coming as a playable character, you mean?
Yes, playable character.
Yeah.
So, do you remember that game Control from Quantum Break and Alan Wake developers Remedy?
Yeah, I was watching some video of it a couple days ago.
They announced release date, and I'm excited. I thought that game, for the little bit we saw last E3, I thought that game looked fucking cool. August 27th is the release date currently. August 27th of this year, PS4, Xbox One, and the PC.
Is that the same date for the TV show?
There is no TV show, thank God. And everyone that's talking about it is saying that this is way more Max Payne than it is Alan Wake or Quantum Break.
Yeah, I didn't mind Alan Wake. Quantum Break was a little weird, but
I didn't play Quantum Break, and I've never gotten to play Alan Wake.
Quantum Break was weird, but Alan Wake wasn't. Like,
well, I like the subject matter more in Alan Wake than Quantum Break because it was more like horror themed. But
I didn't get a chance to play because I don't have an Xbox, so I've never played either of those games. But Alan Wake has always been a game that has been on my bucket list to play.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I wonder if Microsoft actually owns both of those IPs, or if Remedy owns some of it. It'd be interesting to see if those could come out on other consoles at some point in the future.
I would love, like I said, I would love to be able to play Alan Wake at some point. That always looked like a cool game.
PewDiePie. I remember watching PewDiePie do the Let's Play. That's my only exposure to it, but it's an out there game.
Alan Wake or Quantum Break?
Yeah, no, Alan Wake.
Alan Wake, yeah.
Did he ever call the flashlight a torch?
Well, I think he called it a fleshlight a lot. Yeah, but he's all about like barrels and other stupid shit.
I can't stand. That's just not my thing, man. I can't get into these streamers, man.
What about Jack Black?
Jack Black is fantastic because it's just so fucking dumb, and he knows how dumb it is, and it's just great. I can get into Jack Black play video games. He
does a pretty good PewDiePie impression.
Does he? I haven't seen PewDiePie.
He did it in like the first or second video or something like that.
I'd have to check that out. Cyberpunk 2077 and one other CD Projekt Red game will be released by 2021, which means, yes, the studio is actually working on two AAA games. Not only Cyberpunk 2077, but another unannounced title.
Witcher 4. Come on.
Oh,
Witcher
never.
4.
No. They would never do it that fast.
What? Are you kidding me? Witcher's been out for what, like 4 years, 5 years?
Dude, they've been working on Cyberpunk since what, 2012?
Yeah, it's been a long time. They announced Cyberpunk before The Witcher came out.
Yeah. I don't think that they'd release a Witcher right like that soon after.
Okay.
Do you really think that that'd be what it is?
5 or 6 years? Like
I thought they were done with The Witcher, but
I thought that's what they said, as he said no more Witcher games.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. It's a fucking cash cow.
Well, I mean, but it is a fucking Grand Theft Auto 5 style video game that has just made fuck tons of money.
Yeah, dude. It just goes on and on. But yeah, I'd love to see a Witcher game. I don't even care if Geralt's not in it, like give me something. Or give me a remake, dude.
It'll just be
1 and 2 remade.
The unicorn that he banged that girl on will be the star of the new Witcher.
Yeah, Triss. Is that her name?
Yeah, I think it was.
Triss,
well,
she's the redhead, right? Triss.
I don't know if it was her or if it was the other one.
What was is it Gwennifer, or is that my thing?
Gwennifer, yeah.
Is she the
That's the horse, right?
He fucked the horse the whole time we were watching what the right hand was doing. Should have been seeing what he was doing behind the left hand.
I think it's Yennefer, yeah.
Yennefer, damn it. Gwennifer, is that Dragon Age?
Gwennifer is King Arthur's old bitch.
Which one? Because didn't he kill a bunch of them?
Or is that Genevieve? I don't know. We gotta move past this.
I don't know what's happening right now.
I thought, was King Arthur the one that just kept killing his wives? Or...
I mean, back in that time, who
Lancelot kept fucking the bitches, giving them the pipe.
Wait, am I thinking of something else? King Arthur's the one that's not real, right?
Yeah.
You're probably thinking King.
Clive Owen is very real, okay?
So many kings, not enough queens.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a king that was actually real that kept killing his wives, but I can't remember his name.
I don't know who it would have been. Did you guys watch that Sony State of Play live stream?
King Henry or something?
Might have been King Henry. There's a lot of those, though.
No, watch it. Tell me about it.
Ryan, did you watch that direct?
Yeah, I think it's Henry VIII. No, I did not.
It was a fucking train wreck. I mean, do you guys care about PlayStation VR?
I don't have one.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have one either.
Yep. So that's what they showed a lot of, is a bunch of PlayStation VR games. They showed off Iron Man VR, which, whatever, that looked fine. But everything else about it just kind of looked dumb. They showed, they did show No Man's Sky VR, which, if there was ever a game to get VR support, that would be it, in my opinion. So that's kind of cool. It's coming as a free update later this year. I think, Tony, you went out and picked up No Man's Sky for pretty cheap recently?
Yep, I got it for $8 hairs.
Oh, that's a pretty good deal.
So you can just in VR drive right into a star that
Sure.
just burn up
Or you could just do nothing, which I'm pretty sure that's still what you do in most of that
and
game.
hang out in space. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. They showed this game called Observation for PlayStation 4, which I thought looked kind of okay. They showed off Five Nights at Freddy's VR,
Ooh,
which
fuck
who cares? Do you guys remember that game Concrete Genie that they showed? I want to say 2 years ago.
I don't know. Five Nights at Freddy in VR might actually be kind of cool because then you can actually look to your left and right.
Yeah, I'd have to play it on the toilet.
I've never played a Five Nights at Freddy's game.
Oh, that'd be pretty creepy because it's just I don't know how they would actually end up doing it, but like at least the first I played the first one, so there's those whatever those things are those oh shit I can't remember what that like the Chuck E. Cheese looking robots
Animatronics.
yeah would come up on each side and you had a door on each side and you could only close them for a certain period of time because you would have run out of battery.
That'd
And
be fun peeking through, man.
yeah, so then just see one out of your like peripheral vision or whatever, just kind of like sticking its head out the corner. That'd be pretty crazy in VR. But yeah, jump scare too. That's pretty much what that game is. It's just a bunch of jump scares. But
Yeah, I've just never really been into like the game just never did much for me.
yeah, I've only played the first one, so I don't know what the other ones are like. Didn't you make like 3 or 4 of them?
I think there's at least
There's 5.
I want to say there's at least 5.
Plus like mobile games and shit.
It's
The dude cashed in. Like that's what happened.
fucking ridiculous. And the last thing they showed on that it was like a 20-minute direct, basically a PlayStation Direct, if you will. They showed Days Gone, and it still looks like fucking trash.
I don't know where you're getting that from. I have yet to hear an outlet talk bad about it.
I literally say it because I know the reaction I'm going to get from you every time. So that's why I put on the notes. The what I put in the notes is Days Gone still looks like a dumpster fire. Like that. That game just does not look appealing.
Are you sure they didn't actually just show off a dumpster? And then make it light?
You know what? They did show some fires. One of them might have been a dumpster. Which is pretty. I mean, that is pretty on brand. It
showed like an ECW dumpster match. Is that what it was?
It was an NWO painted dumpster, is what it was. Hulk Hogan popping out the side, dropping the 4 Life.
He's a real American, man.
Nothing about Days Gone gets me rocked up. Just nothing.
Yeah, no thanks.
I just have no desire to play that game. It looks so bland to me. And you're right, because I'm probably just I am an asshole, but I'm probably just some assumptive asshole that shouldn't be so assumptive. But man, that game just looks hella boring.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I know. Nothing more than you've already said.
I can't imagine that game is going to release and be awful.
No, I mean, it might be awful. We don't know.
I don't think Sony rarely ever puts a shitload of money behind a game and has it come out and just be terrible. Like, when's the last time that happened?
Sony first party?
Yeah.
God of War.
No. Pretty good, yeah. That game was real trash.
Like, they'll come out like I think like the last flop they really had was whatever that racing game was.
Gran Turismo?
No. The one that was supposed to be free with PlayStation Plus or whatever.
Drive Club or something like that.
Yeah. And that game still looked really good. It just wasn't ready when they released it. But,
I mean, you might be eating a little crow. We'll see. We have
a
a month.
Seriously doubt it.
We just don't know. I'm just telling you.
Like, if it is 70 something and above, that is perfectly fine.
Is that the bet? Is that the bet we're making right now? Is if it's let's come up with a fun bet here. What are we gonna do? If it's 70,
I don't think you want to bet.
I kind of
take 77. That's Derek's number.
There's no way it's going to get it below 70.
Double John Elway. Thank you very much.
Or 64. I don't know who 64 is, but that's also his number.
You should make a video of you crying, seeing a double 77, double John Elway all the way.
I will make this bet with you. If this game scores higher than a 70
It's
and up,
guaranteed.
a 70 and up, I will rent it and play it.
Okay.
You're gonna fucking rent it and play it anyway.
No, I won't.
If it's not, I'll buy it.
Yeah,
I was gonna buy it anyway.
All right, perfect. What a hell of a bet we're doing here, ladies and gentlemen. Things we were already probably going to do. Oh, fuck. All right, let's keep moving on.
Look like very much like a Last of Us.
How about if it's
just-
under 70, you have to buy Anthem?
Oh god.
I don't want to.
No. Under 70, I'll buy Anthem.
Yeah, there you go.
You have to buy Anthem.
Okay, that's a better deal. If it's under 70, you buy Anthem. If it's over 70, I'll buy Anthem. And immediately throw it away. All right, let's see.
No. Either or, we both buy Anthem and ship it to Ralph.
Way better. That's his new Speed collection. It's just Anthem on any console. Oh fuck! All right, Elder Scrolls Blades. You remember seeing that last year at E3?
Oh, is that shit coming out?
It is now in early access. So if you want to play it, you can sign up for early access through an email invitation. So make sure to head over to Elder Scrolls on the Twitter, and you can click on that and get yourself into Elder Scrolls Blades early if you want to check that out, Tony.
I like the look of it. I mean, that's been nearly a year ago now. So
yeah, I mean, it's got to be better than Fallout 76.
True. Fuck no. You know what? Now I don't. Now I'm not sure.
Got to be better than Fallout 76. All I'm telling you.
Yeah. Do I have to get my quests from a coin machine?
You have to get it from a broken coin machine. The only way to fix it is to shut the game off, reboot your phone, turn it back on, and log in 3 times by canceling halfway through, and then you'll get it. It'll work sooner or later. Mortal Kombat 11 closed beta. I'm sorry, closed beta. They have an open beta coming up, I think, this weekend. I don't know why I'm talking about closed beta. I think there's an open beta started yesterday, Wednesday, and goes through this Sunday. So if you want to check out the Mortal Kombat beta, I think there is 5 characters you can play as. Download that and check that out. So far, like 19 or 20 different characters have been revealed for Mortal Kombat 11. That game comes out April 26th.
When I was at GameStop picking up No Man's Sky the other day, they had this. So GameStop's got a TV station now. Did you guys know that?
Anyway. GSTV, yep, I know.
Yeah, anyway, they got a couple hot bitches, but that's besides the point. They were showing off. Yeah, exactly. They were showing off footage of Shao Kahn, which is like their pre-order playable character. The game looks badass, and I had a really good time with MKX. So I don't know that I'm going to pick it up at 60, but like first price drop to 40, I'm probably on it.
So I heard this on the Bombcast yesterday or Tuesday. Did you know one of the first DLC characters is Shang Tsung? Actually, Shang Tsung from the Mortal Kombat movie. They got him to do motion capture, and that's their first DLC character.
God, hold on.
That's fucking. I don't care. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. And they're doing something. I heard these fucking clowns talking about at GameStop that they're doing something where it's like old Shang Tsung versus new Shang Tsung, or
well, like the whole trailer that they showed. They showed a new trailer at that PlayStation Direct, and it was like, here's the old, like the old version of the characters and the new version of the characters, and like that's a whole thing that they're doing.
Right.
But yeah,
I'm in, man.
I would love to play it, but I think that it's awesome that that Shang Tsung is going to be there, and it's going to be the guy from the fucking movies, because
they got like OG characters in it, like Jax and
like they have original Jax, original Johnny Cage, original Liu Kang. Like it's because the main bad guy has time travel abilities, so that's what they're focusing on. But on the Bombcast, they made a really good point that they got to have a fatality where he says, "Your soul is mine." I mean, that just has to be a thing.
Your soul is mine.
So good.
Liu Kang's brother dies. Does that happen?
That's what. Yep. I mean, probably.
Yeah,
probably. Jesus Christ! There's so much news. Final Fantasy 15 Studios working on a new AAA game. Yay or nay?
Take it. Yeah, the Final Fantasy 15 was great.
Ryan.
Wait, what's going on with Final Fantasy 15?
The Final Fantasy 15 studio is working on a new AAA game.
Okay, it's probably not very surprising. Is it a Final Fantasy game or
It doesn't say.
No,
It's just a
well,
new AAA game.
FX Sweet 16, baby.
I don't know if that's going to happen for
Yeah.
a while. What about Gwent for your smartphone?
Pass.
Ryan, do I need to ask?
I will play no card games, so unless the card game is solitaire.
How about Conor McGregor retiring from MMA?
Did he retire because he had that sexual abuse thing, or what?
No, I'm pretty sure he's just trying to do it for publicity, but that's just me.
Yeah. Until he throws something else through a bus window or something.
Yeah, well, he got acquitted of that, so it's fine.
There's a video of him doing it.
EA laid off 350 employees.
Yeah,
which is pretty shitty. I've been, I ran that torch last year when we had the shutdowns at what was it? I can't even think of who it was. Who are those? Was it Activision Blizzard? Yep. And
so.
then
like
Telltale. Yeah, Telltale. EA statement was pretty long and excessive, but the too long didn't read is basically they laid off a bunch of operations, publishing, and marketing employees to try to hone in and make sure that what they were working on is being used to the full capacity and they have the right people in the right places. I mean, they got a 9,000 person company, so
yeah, they got rid of a lot of people in Japan and other foreign countries.
Yeah, right. So places that they don't, Japan and Russia, places that they don't do a lot of business anyway. So
yeah, I mean, Madden's not as popular in Japan anymore.
No, definitely not.
Ever since that they caught that Dolphins coach doing cocaine. Yeah,
Robert Kraft got the two-handed. All right, let's see.
Oh, he's a two-hander, Shaft, do you think?
He's definitely a two-hander. He's rocking that amount of money running the Patriots. He's at least got a prosthetic that's got him a two-hander.
Nice.
Sony is going to be stopping retailers from selling PS4 download codes starting April 1st.
No shit. I didn't hear that.
Yep. So the Verge PlayStation spokesperson says that we can confirm as of April 1st, Sony Interactive will no longer offer full games through SIE's global digital at retail program. The decision was made in order to continue to align key business globally to support full games and premium editions. SIE will introduce increased denominations at select retailers. DLC, add-on, and virtual currency and season passes will still be available. So basically, they just don't want free cards floating around out there on weird black market sites so you can buy them for a lot cheaper. They want to make you have to go out there and buy a $60 PSN card versus a $60 card for a video game.
You know what? Probably a good call because I've bought a fuckload of cheap games on cdkeys.com.
So I presume that that's a lot of what it is.
Yeah.
So Dreams. You guys into that Dreams game? You guys like that shit?
I was never sold on the idea, but it sounds like it's come together.
Seems like it's pretty cool. Early access release date has been announced. April 16th is when you can get into the early access version of Dreams, which is like the first technical Sony early access game. It's gonna be $30.
Why does that game need early access?
They don't have a single player yet, and I don't really know. You'd have to dig into a little bit deeper into it.
Because you can create a bunch of stuff in that, right?
Right, yeah. That's basically what you're getting is the creation tools. This is the creator early access version is what it's called. This is not going to have the planned story campaign that they're going to release when the game comes to full the full version, if you will. More features, tutorials, and all that stuff later on. But if you play the closed beta, that's exactly basically what you're getting. But for $30, with the amount of stuff that you can do in that beta, look pretty fucking cool.
Not a dumpster fire.
That definitely does not look like a dumpster fire. Not at all.
It seems like a really cool game, honestly. Like I like some of these games that are coming out that are like whatever I do impacts everybody and whatever you do impacts me. It's like that I think that's the next generation of games.
That game seems like a game I want to watch people play, not a game I want to play personally.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to try to make PT in that game. I want to watch somebody make PT in that game. You know, I want to watch somebody make Mario 1-1 in that game. I don't want to try to make Mario 1-1. You know what I'm saying? Like the tools that are there, you know, people made Dead Space and that, you know, people just all kinds of crazy shit. Like the creativity with a lot of that shit is cool. It's not something I want to be a part of because I'm not that creative, but I sure as fuck will appreciate it from afar. Let's see. Keeping with the news, Nintendo's reportedly going to release 2 new Switch models this year.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Did you read about that, Ryan?
Yeah, like one of them is supposed to be like a pro version, kind of like an enhanced version, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced they're going to do that.
You're not sold on that idea? Why is that?
I don't know. So they did it with the 3DS, so they've done it before, but I think it's more likely they add something kind of like dumber, like what they've done with like the DS, where they added like the camera or something like that. Something that's not as meaningful, but would get people to buy it again.
I think it's right in Nintendo's wheelhouse to create a quote unquote new console that you have to shell out the price of the console to get all the accessories. It's like, it's a very Nintendo-ish move. I won't be buying it. I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with the original Switch. Like, I wish it had a better battery life, but there's so many battery pack cases out there now. It's like, whatever.
I like the idea, in theory, of a new Switch, whether that's a 2DS version and a downgrade for people that want an inexpensive one that maybe doesn't offer the vibration and maybe that doesn't let the Joy-Cons get removed or whatever that may be. I think that's a cool idea for, say, the kids. You know, Tony, you're a 2 Switch household, right?
Yep.
So would a less able to be broken Switch interest you for like $150-$200?
Yeah, honestly, like the 2 kids that play the Switch are my son and my stepson, and neither one of those fucking bastards played on the TV. They're always handheld, circle jerking each other. So
having it less easy to be broken would be right up your alley.
Is that what they're going for with one of them? Is they're just going to make it like a kid-friendly one?
That's the other model they're talking about.
Yeah, and then the other one is the enhanced one.
Yep.
Yeah,
I would probably be a buyer of like
a 2DS version,
but I don't care about a pro version. Like,
I don't.
Whatever.
For me, like, I was so, when the PS4 Pro got announced, I was like, all right, that's cool. And I never knew that I would actually get one because I'm usually just, I'm a one cycle man, you know, I'm not going to buy 2 consoles. But then I just kind of, you know, the Pro fell into my lap having that God of War edition, and it worked out really well.
Yep.
With the Switch, like, I don't know that I'm going to get more out of it that I utilize to need a pro version. I think having
it'll look nicer.
Sure, but I don't care enough, honestly. Like,
because like that Yoshi game coming out, like it never gets to an actual HD resolution. It's always sub HD.
I was gonna say, did Digital Foundry do something on it?
Yeah, and it pretty much never makes it to 720.
Really? Even docked?
Yeah. No, yeah, because they wanted 60 frames a second for that game.
So it's 60 frames but under 720.
Yeah, and sometimes it gets way low, like 400 something like that. It's
like standard def at 60 frames.
Yeah, that's when it's like not docked, but it doesn't look that bad because of the art style, though.
The art style looks really clean.
Yeah,
well, that's Nintendo's thing, though. It's like you can still go play Mario 3 and it looks great. You know what I mean? So
sure, they choose their art styles very wisely. Like I said, I don't know that I wouldn't be into another, like, a pro Switch, I don't think. But I can't tell you that for sure. A cheaper Switch, like if you said, hey, for Christmas you can get the kids $150 Switch, I mean, that's a cheaper cost of a tablet, and they probably play it. I think I would be into that. Like, that speaks volumes to me. A $300 Switch that's pro that gets you 2 hours more battery and for sure will get you to at least 720p with every game. Like, that doesn't do a lot for me.
I think low key what you need to look out for is, and I haven't seen like a rumor or anything, but what I think would be great is they put out a lower price Switch, and like the news articles have talked about like no TV IO, there's no rumble, there's no detachable Joy-Con or whatever, but like put in a Switch card reader and a 3DS card reader, Like that could not cost that much, and then you got the 3DS legacy kind of continues. I would buy one just for that.
I mean, yeah, if you somehow gave me backwards compatibility to the entirety of the 3DS library, that would be monumental. It would be very tough
because they need two screens.
Though, but yeah, like I don't know how they would do that, but
I'm with you. I'm with you on thinking outside the box of how do you continue that 3DS library, but without just making a 3DS attachment to the Switch. I don't think that's possible. Is the hard part.
Well, I don't. So yes, like to run native games like that, because I don't know what all Square Enix had to do to get the World Ends With You on there, because that also was a DS game. It had 2 screens.
Right. So I mean, could it be done? Absolutely, but I don't know that Nintendo is going to put in that kind of work. But at the same time, I mean, we're talking about a screen differential, but you're talking about a PS5 that might be backwards compatible all the way up to all of the PlayStations.
Yeah, that's easy for them though.
Right. And I'm not saying, but I'm saying if Sony's going to put in that work like Nintendo, maybe they would explore that option. You know, maybe they would.
Sony didn't do anything crazy with their consoles. Like the craziest one they got is the Vita.
We saw where that one went. The last Vita game that came out was last year, I think.
Yeah. I mean, all the hardware is different, but like the main concept of you got a controller and the game on screen, and there's nothing really that different.
Right.
So
I mean, I think they could do it. I just don't know. I guess they could start small and do a couple different ones. But I'm with you. Like if I could play my 3DS games on the Switch, that would be monumental. But that would be Nintendo doubling down on one console, and I think they like the idea of having multiple abilities or multiple things out there for people to buy.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Last few pieces of news that I have before we talk about what we have been playing. If I can click the right fucking tab here. I don't want to get too much into the Google Stadia stuff here. We'll wait to talk about that a lot next week. But big key takeaways here. Ryan, why don't you? I mean, you're more of the technical guy as far as between Ralph and myself. Tony, I know you like the technical stuff too. But Ryan, why don't you tell me what you thought about the Stadia announcement and excitement levels, or you're looking forward to it, or what? Tell me what you think.
It's kind of weird because I do like to have, obviously, if
you're a physical guy.
over there, I like to have actual boxes of games.
You're a physical media man.
Yeah, so it is kind of weird, but it'd be kind of cool to have like a YouTube of video games where you can kind of just play whatever you want. And they compared like the latency of what Google's offering to consoles for input lag, and it's really not that far off. So
yeah, it was only like 4 or 5 milliseconds. It was like nothing.
Yeah. So if you're used to playing consoles, it probably won't be that big of a deal. If you're used to playing PC games, though, you're probably going to notice a difference, and you might not be able to get the. I think they're targeting like 4K 60 frames per second for pretty much everything. I'm not sure if they'll let you go beyond that, or like if you have your own hardware. I think a lot of PC players are doing like 120 frames and above, so which feels way smoother than 60 frames per second. But so yeah, it is going to be kind of weird. But as like somebody who mostly plays console games, that could be pretty cool to have. It's just I don't know if I'm ready for all like the actual physical games to go away. I don't know what people like Nintendo and Sony are going to do, but if anybody's going to do it and make it work, it'll be Google. I mean, they've definitely failed at other stuff in the past, but they're more likely to like, if they're going to treat it as like YouTube for games, I think they're more likely to succeed than not.
It's funny that you say that it's more like YouTube for games and not what everyone else has been saying, which is Netflix.
Oh, well, because they're trying to build it in with their YouTube platform, like
right.
where you can go from watching a YouTube video of a game,
like a trailer to hey, you're playing it.
Yeah, so I think that's more how they want to treat it and sell it than like a Netflix thing.
Do you think this will be more of a streaming, or do you think you'll have to buy games inside of a subscription?
I would hope subscription, because then you'd have access to. Like it would make more sense for it to be subscription than not, because then that makes the transition from watching a video to playing it that much easier, because you don't have to go buy the actual game before you can actually start playing.
Right.
You already have your subscription and you can just go right from watching the video to actually playing it. The thing that kind of sucks though is like on a PC screen, it probably won't look that bad because those are usually smaller. But on like a big, huge TV, you might notice some artifacts, especially if your internet's not that great. So that's something that kind of sucks that you really don't get with like consoles and stuff like that.
That's definitely my major concern, like streaming Xbox to your PC, or now you can do it vice versa. It's like you get that checkerboarding or that pixelation, that artifacting, it just drives you fucking crazy.
Yeah, because when I was watching like Digital Foundry, they were getting artifacts when they were doing it too, and so they said that they kept trying it on different screens, and the one that looked the best was like their MacBook because that was a smaller screen and it hid the artifacting. But the bigger the TV or the screen you have, the more likely you're going to see that because it's not going to look. It's just like when you stream movies as compared to watching a movie on a Blu-ray. The quality isn't as good, but it's usually good enough that you can't tell much of a difference. But I don't know. Maybe for games it'll be more obvious than it is for streaming video. But.
Tony, what about you? What I know you talked about the artifacting here. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it gets my dick hard, man, because
does it really?
Absolutely. Like I like the idea of gaming anywhere, anytime, away from home, at home, like in bed, downstairs.
But say like from a phone?
I probably wouldn't do it from a phone.
So then if you're talking anywhere, like what are you taking with you to play? A tablet?
Well, just like
any TV,
laptop?
Yeah, exactly right. I got an iPad Pro, I got this MacBook, I got options.
Sure.
And then just like think about how cool it'd be to just pop a Chromecast in your luggage, and if you're at a hotel, just hook that shit up, and assuming they got good internet, you can passively play a game pretty well. It's a pretty cool idea. It's a little scary. It's very Big Brother-ish, but I would be worried about the quality. Like PlayStation Now wasn't great. Xbox Game Pass has those same issues with streaming, so it's like I don't know, man. It sounds awesome. I'm all in. I already own a dickload of Google products, so count me in. I'll try it out.
And they said that they were all these Digital Foundries. I don't know if Google actually like publicly said it, but Digital Foundry was talking about how they were considering like a worst case scenario, somebody with like 50 megabits per second internet, and in that case, I think it was scaling everything down to like 720p. So that might not look great on a huge TV, but I think as long as you're somewhere with at least that type of connection, you'll be able to play it. It just might not look that great.
And so what do you remember what the asking price was for it for as far as speed goes? Are they looking for 60 meg download?
I don't know what they consider to be optimal, but
it was 60 and 60 up, 60 down. I thought is what they said.
Do people normally have 60 up? Like I don't think I've ever had anywhere close to 60 up.
Usually you have a lot of up, and I mean, and more reliable up speed. So, but like 4K 30 Netflix is like 25 megs per second. So yeah, I mean 60 is probably not far off if they're shooting for 4K 60.
I'm running a speed test real quick as we talked about it. I'm rocking a 150 down and a 65 up right now. So like
I'm rocking a 680 down and a 350 up. So doing good.
Yeah, so
I think I'm anywhere near what you can.
Measuring our speed.
I'm on Wi-Fi too, so
I mean I'm on Wi-Fi too, and that's on an old MacBook. I'm rocking that. That's Wi-Fi. Measuring our speed test.net dicks right now. But
yeah, mine's gonna be nowhere close.
I'm curious to see what Ryan.
Yeah, mine's 32 down and
probably right around 15 up.
It's looks like it's gonna be 21 up.
21 up, huh?
Yeah, so mine's not great.
Remember when you had Google Fiber and we thought that was like the best thing of all time?
Well, I don't know if I ever had Google Fiber.
I thought you were. Well, maybe you were supposed to be getting.
I live in an area that I could easily have it, but the complex I live in is not interested in it, so
they said
I do not have it. Yeah, pretty much.
That sucks. 3 last news articles we got to get through. Wolfenstein Youngblood, the prequel, sequel, prequel to Wolfenstein came out last year. To show that off. That's BJ Blazkowicz's daughters that get born at the end of the game. I want to say, I don't even remember what the fuck that game was called. Was it Old Blood?
The Old Colossus, is that what it was, or something like that?
New Colossus.
Mm.
I don't remember. I'm bad at remembering names.
Yeah,
But whatever.
no.
Bloodborne. Yep, that's what it was. Wolfenstein Bloodborne. But yeah, you play as his daughters who have grown up. Alternate universe 1980s Paris, where you just go and fuck up some Nazis and try to find your dad. That is
another female character lead.
2 female character leads, his twin daughters.
There you go.
I can't remember their names off the top of my head.
Get fucked 1 and get fucked 2.
No, not quite that, but it looks. I mean, the trailer looks real good.
Fook me and Fook you from Austin Powers.
Now you're talking.
Ivana
help out. You're damn right. But that looks good. PlayStation Plus and Xbox games of the month. For April, over on the PlayStation, you got The Surge, which looks fine, I guess. Spiritual successor to Lords of the Fallen, and Conan Exiles, which I think looks real dumb.
Yeah, I agree.
Is it Schwarzenegger as Conan?
It's modeled after that Schwarzenegger Conan movie.
Yep. Real beefy.
A lot of dick. Whole lot of dick.
A lot of dick in that movie.
A lot of dick in the game. I don't know about the movie. I guess I haven't seen the movie in a while. Xbox One, you were getting the Technomancer.
That's all right.
Yeah, Technomancer. It's coming out for all month long, and then Outcast Second Contact will come out from April 16th to May 15th. Classic games, you get Battlefront 2, available from between April 1st and April 15th, and then Advanced Warfighter from April 16th to April 30th. Those are your Xbox and Sony free games of the month. And that, my friends, aside from, guess what? Borderlands 3 got announced. That's your big news of the day.
Borderlands 2 got announced.
Borderlands 3, Borderlands 2 got a UHD update. Borderlands 1 got a.
Borderlands 2 got announced. Borderlands 3 didn't get announced.
It's sure, yeah. We'll skip the other one.
Borderlands 3 is just Borderlands 2.
Yeah, that's probably more to what we're talking about here. Borderlands 1 got announced. Finally, they hadn't remastered that one. You had the Handsome Collection that had pre-sequel and 2 on it.
Week.
And then April 3rd, the original Borderlands with a lot of work done to it. It looks really good.
You can buy it at GameStop for physical.
Well, how much is? Have you seen a price?
It's 30, I think. I'm debating on whether or not I want to buy it.
I don't know about $30. I'd buy it for 20, I think. But I've never bought that Handsome Collection on PS4 because I didn't really care for the pre-sequel or Borderlands 2 all that much. I like Borderlands 1 a hell of a lot more, so I'd buy that before I'd buy the other ones. But boy. But yeah, they announced Risk of Rain 2, which is buy one get one free on Steam right now. They announced the game for the Switch. Bulletstorm with Duke Nukem. Bulletstorm for the Switch. They showed off some new game from the Hello Neighbors people. Duval Magic did his magic trick. That was weird. And then they showed off a trailer for Borderlands 3 as they were having technical problems, and Randy Pitchford blamed it on PAX's equipment, and people were probably not going to be very happy about that.
They should have announced an enhanced version of Alien Clone Reigns.
That would have been real good.
Did they ever enhance Borderlands 2?
Yeah, they did the Handsome Collection.
Yeah, no, I think it was just 4K. Like no,
that's the update they're doing
next
now.
Week. Yeah,
they're doing that UHD 4K update for the pre-sequel and Borderlands 2. So if you own that on the PS4 already, which you can get for like $10 or $15 right now.
Well, I have the Handsome Jack and Borderlands 2 Game of the Year.
Yeah, for PS4.
For Xbox.
Okay. 360 or Xbox One.
No, Xbox One.
Yeah.
So that update should come for you as well.
Yeah, that'd be free. Iron Galaxy did the original collection, so I don't know if they're involved in this update or if it's somebody different doing the updates.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they showed off the trailer for Borderlands 3, and I love Borderlands. I've been a Borderlands fan since 1. I liked 2. Um, Pre-sequel was fine. It had its moments. I really like Tales from the Borderlands, which I'm happy that they are bringing a Tales from the Borderlands character into the Borderlands proper. I think that's really cool. But man, Borderlands 3 sure does look a lot like Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Even the guns, dude.
Am I the only one that thought that they would maybe do something different here?
I hope so. I mean, like,
I don't know what I was
yeah.
hoping they would do, but I was hoping that something would be different.
Well, it's like that whole trailer. It's just like we talked about it. Everything looks the same environments, and then there was that one spot where they showed like all the loot dropping, and it's like there's those lasers pointing up. I'm like, come on, you couldn't even fucking change that. I think they're really going on nostalgia, and I'm just hoping that this isn't a precursor of like, okay, this game's been around forever, and they sort of just like push it out, and it doesn't have a ton of substance.
I think you'll get substance, whether or not it's good substance or if it's all filler is, I think, my concern. The fact that it seemingly looks like Tiny Tina might be a playable character is weird to me, and that it's Tiny Tina but older.
Just blowing up shit.
I didn't mind Tiny Tina as a character, but I don't want to play as her.
I didn't like her quest line in 2.
Yeah. So I don't know how I'm.
What about her like Dungeons and Dragons DLC thing?
I never played it. I had it, but I never played it.
Yeah, I never played it.
It wasn't too bad. That one.
Claptrap though, he's got the moves like Jagger.
Oh boy, I don't mind Claptrap, but boy, I don't want a lot of Claptrap.
If I'm
really glad they come out and said Handsome Jack was for sure dead. Like he was in like that early teaser, like that little art mold they made. You can see Handsome Jack in here, and the first thing he did was like, just so you know, that motherfucker's dead. He is not around. You literally shot him in the face. All right, great.
He looked pretty dead at the end of 2.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert from 7 years
Jesus
ago,
Christ.
I mean, after you just said he was dead.
Yeah. Major spoilers from 7 years ago. My bad.
I mean, Sean, he didn't make it either, but
that was not so long ago, though. That was pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't know. My
Prince is dead too. He's not coming back.
That's been a while too now. Yeah. That's a hard one.
Same with Michael Jackson, but
Phil Hartman, he's dead too.
Tupac though, he's alive.
He's alive. He's around.
Yeah.
Him and Biggie, not Biggie, but Big E. Langston from wrestling. They're around. I don't know,
man. He's alive.
He's
Owen Hart,
really dead. Owen Hart for sure dead. Like the most dead out of all of those people.
I had that death on VHS for a long time.
That's a sad death to have.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. Scale of 0 to 10 on your excitement for Borderlands. Ryan, what do you got?
I don't know. I like playing those games. I'm probably more excited to play the remaster of the original than I am the third one. But I'd still say like 7-ish, 6. Hopefully it'll look really nice.
Tony, what you got?
Yeah, I think I'm in. Like I recently, like maybe last year, I picked up, or maybe a year and a half ago, picked up the Borderlands 2 Game of the Year and started replaying it. I got like 6 or 7 hours, and I just really like the gameplay of those. It's like
feels good.
Yeah, it's like The Witcher or a game like that, but just like very unique art style and just like chaotic fucking shit. So I'm down for it. The biggest thing I hated about the first game that I don't know if I didn't even look at it if they cleaned it up was like the UI and the field of view. So
they put the mini map in the update for this for the new one, for the remake of the first one.
Yeah,
it's 4.
You can probably change the field of view because they let you do that in Borderlands 2 for the Xbox One and PS4.
It seemingly made a lot of quality of life improvements on Borderlands 1. So I mean, I'm pretty excited about that. I would say I'm probably at about a 7.5.
Yep.
I'm only teetering on the edge because I really wanted something to be different, and they said that hey, we'll talk about more about it April.
There were new vehicles.
And there's no new vehicles.
No, there were new vehicles. There were new ones.
They didn't announce a battle royale mode, which I know would have been dumb, but man, I could really be into 100 Borderlands characters dropping in the desert.
What if they were all Claptrap?
I could really be into 100 Claptraps also. I would kind of be into that a lot.
Sign me up.
I don't know. Like there wasn't anything specifically unique about Borderlands 3 that I wanted it to be. So that's why I'm kind of like, more Borderlands? Sure. Is there nothing special about it? Fine, I guess. I would play more Borderlands, but whatever. So it's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, if they keep it fresh, like good new story. If it's Borderlands 2 in the
Boring
sense
ass
that,
story.
well, boring story, and it's just like a bunch of fetch quests, like that would piss me off. But
How about we get the writing of 1, but with a decent ending, like the end of 2 at least. The end of 1 was so fucking weird. I mean, the end of 1 was good, but it was so fucking weird.
They just need to modernize.
Here's
the
vault,
gameplay,
and it's just a giant fucking alien coming at you, and you're like, what the fuck the whole time?
Again, spoiler alert. Fuck.
Yeah, 2009 game. Sorry, a decade-old game.
They just need to take the swag and then improve the gameplay to 2019.
We'll see. You think that's a this year game, Ryan?
Yeah, I think it has to be. Otherwise, it's teetering on the being a release on this generation of consoles and next generation consoles.
Yep,
it comes out next year.
You think it's a holiday release?
Yeah, probably so. I mean, nowadays all those AAA titles, they're gonna get a bundle and all that shit too.
I could see that being a September and October release before the holidays.
Suck it up, old man.
Did you see it as a game being delayed until January?
I could definitely see it being delayed until January, and then delayed again, and then delayed again, and then delayed again.
Yeah.
Like every other game.
Kingdom Hearts 3 got delayed.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they pulled it off the shelf and redelayed the game.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. All right, that's the last of the news. We got to get through what we have been playing. Tony, as you are our guest host this week, why don't you tell us what you have been enjoying playing these past few weeks?
Probably 3 games I'll hit on. So Celeste I played through. That was the free game a month or 2 ago on Xbox, and I think I was a little overhyped for Celeste. I remember playing through it, and there's 8 chapters, and I remember I got to like chapter 6 or 7. I was waiting for like okay, what's the big payoff here that everybody's like makes me want to cry? And I remember Ralph like just sucked Celeste's dick. So
you really like that game a lot.
Yeah, and I wasn't. It's fine, I get it, the inner monologue and the self-image and all that stuff. Good game, super hard. I did not try to go back and do these B-side tapes they have, which are like extra hard challenges. So probably took me like 8 or 9 hours. So that was real good. I was happy with it, but I wasn't like, it didn't change my life like I had expected. Played quite a bit of Dragon Ball FighterZ. Real good game. Shitty story mode.
That's always what I hope for in those Dragon Ball games. I want it to be a fun story mode, and then everyone's like, it sucks. I'm like,
you know what? I like the Dragon Ball games. These are like the point of contention for.
You like those Xenosaga games, don't you?
Yeah, so this is a point of contention for Bandai Namco. It's like, okay, what are we gonna do? Recycle the entire Dragon Ball saga again? I like doing that. This game doesn't have that, so like the story mode is all brand new, and even like in the Xeno saga or the Xenoverse games, you still went through the regular, story arc. You go fight so and so, then you fight Frieza, then you fight the androids and all that stuff. This is like completely random. You don't get to pick who you're playing. So I was actually playing through the story mode for quite a while, and then I was like, "Fuck this!" and I just went into like the arcade ladder mode basically, and that was a lot more fun. You got to play with characters that you wanted to, and all that kind of stuff. It's a little restrictive because it's like I don't even know what kind of game it is, like a Mortal Kombat, where it's not like you're able to go wherever you want to. It's your 2 characters on screen. You got a life bar and shit like that, but it's real good. It looks awesome. I turned the English off though, because the voice acting, like even though it's the characters from the game, it's so cut up that with the Japanese, I just ended up liking that more.
I just remember playing. I remember we played a lot of the Xenosaga game
Yeah.
You're placing Indianola quite a bit. I know you like those games a lot. That's where I first found out about Beerus, and you were telling me about that because I didn't know what the fuck or who the fuck Beerus was and all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I downloaded the Broly Super movie, and that was like, I was like, okay. I had Dragon Ball Fighters forever. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna crack this motherfucker open, but it's a good game, and it's a fresh take on the franchise, like side rail fighting versus kind of open fly all over and all that kind of shit. So it's nicer. It's a good take, and it's got all the characters.
How was Majin Buu?
So he's like, I don't really understand how they. Yeah, he's like the antagonist, and it's like in the actual story mode, he is made out like he's still the most powerful fighter in the universe,
as he should be.
Yeah,
he's diaper in the world on.
Yeah, exactly.
He's Yoko's
they got
but yellow or but
well, they got Boo, who's like the nice dude. Then they got Majin Buu. Then they got like Super Boo and all this Kid Buu. Yep, exactly.
Is Oob in there? Is Oob in that game?
He's not in the game. He's not canon anymore, bro.
Oob is still canon. He's at the end of regular DBZ.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he was in GT a lot though, so I don't know if
he was a big part of GT.
I don't know if he's a badass anymore according to canon, but yeah.
Oob.
Majin Kid Buu shows up randomly through the story mode. It's like the story mode is like these different maps and like connecting trails, and you can kind of choose what group of these like evil clones that you want to fight, and he just like randomly pops up as a like a mini boss on the map that you can go and get extra skills and points from. But yeah, he's cool. I haven't actually played him in the game, but yeah, it's good. Moving on with that, I've been playing just a absolute shitload of Assassin's Creed Origins,
which is my first Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like Origins more than Odyssey, but I played Odyssey first, and I like that quite a bit more. I think the combat system and the skill system's a lot better. Like in Odyssey, you get these skill trees and you get skills that you activate and they have a cooldown, whereas in Origins, you just kind of like click them. You don't really have like I don't know how to explain it. You have skills, but they don't necessarily have a cooldown, and they're not as defined. The redeeming quality is really Bayek, the main character in the story. He's really great. I mean, he killed his own kid. Spoiler alert. It's like,
whoa,
it's a pretty shit.
Yeah, his kid just happened to be Sean. Yeah.
It's really good. I like that game quite a bit. It has a really sharp difficulty incline, kind of in the late, like 2/3 of the way through. You kind of get through some of the story mode, and you get to about level 30, and then some of the main quests take you to places where you need to be like level 35, and that's a very unforgiving game. Like if you're level 30, you cannot go fight a dude that's level 32. You will get fucking wrecked. So you got to go and find other quests to do, but it's really good. I just wish it had some of the
quality of life improvements that
that Odyssey had, which I thought was weird because they were developed and side by side and all that stuff. Yeah. It's a weird crossover. Like I don't know enough about history to know, but I think the games mostly take place like simultaneously, because it's in Origins. It's about you're an Egyptian dude and you're in Africa, but it's about Alexander the Great and the Romans and the Greeks invading Africa. So I think it kind of takes place in the same time frame as Odyssey, just like two different worlds,
Yeah, it might be a little bit before. I can't remember, because I thought they were trying to say that it was before.
It's Origins, like he's like the first assassin.
I don't know how much I don't know how much further in the past Odyssey was compared to Origins, but
yeah,
it is weird.
More?
I liked Origins more. I just like the setting more of Egypt and all that. But
Ike is really cool.
They both play very similar. And then I never really had that issue with Origins though, because I actually unlocked the whole map before I really did much of the story. So I had already like went to every region and done a shitload of stuff before I started doing any of the story.
Right.
So I did run into some enemies that were higher level than me, but I just ran away from them. So, but as I was going through the story, just by doing all of that, I was already leveled up so high that most of the story stuff was no issue.
Yeah.
I did run into that quite a bit though in Odyssey because I tried to do the same thing, and some of those enemies were harder to get away from. So there's a couple times I just walked through an area and just got destroyed by some animal.
Yeah. Yeah, according to Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is about 370 years before Origins. So I was not correct.
Yeah, it's weird though that they did that.
You're wrong.
Yeah, why would the game called Origins be like the Origins portion is because like that was the official start of the Brotherhood, like the Assassins Guild. So
yeah, it's just so weird though to play Odyssey because you're not an assassin in Odyssey.
Yeah, you're a mercenary, right? Exactly.
Yeah, which is the game's still called Assassin's Creed, but I don't know if she has a creed at all, really. But
yeah, and I'll just say about Odyssey, like, you know, art style wise, the games are obviously like in the same engine and they were developed at the same time. But man, Odyssey just it's so much nicer, like in Greece, in Rome, and
it had a lot more statue dong in it.
Yeah, for sure. A lot more statue shaft. Like, you know what was odd about it was I was playing Origins and there's this quest where you get to like one of the Roman cities and you're supposed to go to the Roman bathhouse, and this little kid's leading and he's like, this is where all the ladies walk around topless and shit. And that game has like no tits, and then just all of a sudden it's one character walking in the street and she's just got her bags out, and you're like, what, did I just fucking see some boobies, dude? Like, and then you're like 30 seconds later, like, am I really looking at like trying to find these digital titties? So
there's tons of sex in Odyssey, but you get to see
exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I played as the girl.
Yeah.
And she was just banging everybody.
Oh, for sure.
Banging everybody.
Absolutely. Give me all the snatch. Give me all the shaft. Give it all.
In Origins, it just seems like Cleopatra is the one trying to get all the dick.
They made her look that way, but they put a stop to that pretty quick.
Yeah,
telling you.
There's some banging in Origins too. Bayek, there's a lot of banging.
Bayek definitely is banging his wife. Real quick.
Yeah.
But
and then she shaves his head, and it's weird because I like him with hair.
I didn't know the whole time I was playing Odyssey about like this Ubisoft like reward store thing. It's like I fired up Origins and it's like, hey, you have rewards in this thing. So I went.
Yeah, you never seen that before?
No, I went and downloaded it, and I had like all these free weapons and all these free outfits, and I had a fuckload of points. So right off the bat, I was like overpowered as shit. So the game's real fun, man. I just wish it had the combat of Odyssey, but I'm digging it. I like the story. Feels a little more personal, you know, because you killed your kid and you're trying to redeem that whole situation.
You're Kratos, but not white ash from your.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, that's everything you've been playing.
That is it, my friend. Solitaire, a lot of solitaire,
a lot of solitaire, all the solitaire. Aside from Minesweeper, Ryan, what have you been playing the past few weeks?
Oh man, I've actually been on break, taking a Minesweeper break.
Maybe a mind break as well. I know you weren't playing a whole lot of games before we had a podcast, so hopefully you've been playing a few while we've been on break.
Yeah, I finished Devil May Cry 5. That game.
Hey.
You like it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I like the Devil May Cry series. It's definitely not my favorite, but I like playing them. So it was fun. Those games are still very hard. They're not hard enough that you can't get through them, but they're hard enough that to get through them and make it look like you know what you're doing is still a challenge. So
not enough Dante though.
I don't know. I think there's a decent amount of Dante. He's the easiest one to play as. So they have Nero on there, who I think is the most difficult one to play as.
Is he the one with all the summons?
No. That's
Was that V?
That's the chick, right?
There's only 3 playable characters that I'm aware of.
Right? V.
Oop.
Isn't it V? Isn't it V?
Yeah. So there's Nero. I think he's the most difficult. So like the hardest to I guess master. I guess is him, and that's who you start with. Then you transition to V at some point, which I mean, I think some people could probably guess just by his initial who he is. But yeah, he's also not that difficult to play as. He summons like 3 different demons. One's a bird, one's kind of like a panther type animal, and then the other one's this weird looking golem type thing. I'm not sure what it would be considered. But he's pretty easy too, because we're usually out of harm's way most of the time, just summoning those animals. And then at some point you eventually get Dante, who there's a scene in the game where he dances like Michael Jackson, and this game like came out like shortly after that documentary. I was like, well, I don't know, maybe Japan doesn't care about that, I guess.
Yeah, cocaine, you die. Michael Jackson, forever.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. Maybe that's not in the Japanese version anymore. But
they patched it out.
But yeah, somebody gives him a hat, and they throw him the hat, he catches it and just starts dancing like Michael Jackson.
Walking and shit.
Yeah, because I guess the hat will it'll consume some of your orbs, but if you kill an enemy while using the hat, then you get a shitload back. But I never really messed with it much. But it's very much Devil May Cry. It's pretty much the same design as all the others, just a little more updated, like in terms of like ease of like control, handling the game, the controls. And but otherwise, like the level design and all that stuff is very much the same. It looks a lot nicer though. It's pretty amazing how good it looks, because I put in DMC, which I thought was a good looking game at the time,
right?
And not even close. Like this game looks so much better than that DMC game that came out in like 2011 or something like that.
Is it still just a bunch of shades of like Gray Castle though, or is there like difference in the environment?
At some point you go to, so there's like a demon tower, and that pretty much that's like the worst looking part of the game. The demon tower is not very exciting to look at, but there's a lot of stuff where you're outside fighting on the streets, and those are pretty cool. Those are probably some of the better levels and environments to be in. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a ton of fun. I'm definitely not gonna. Definitely not going to go back through it and try to beat it on the harder difficulties, because there's like, just like all the other games, I think there's like 6 or 7 different difficulties, and some of them are pretty nuts. There's no way I could ever imagine getting through that. So I'm probably not going back to that game unless they release some DLC for it, which they probably will. But yeah, so I don't know. Devil May Cry was good. Game that was not so good was Travis Strikes Again. Holy shit!
You should have beaten that game finally.
Yeah, I finished it.
Oh boy!
And the game is not fun to play. It's got a lot of cool, goofy stuff in it that is all right, but like playing the game, that part not fun. It's got, I don't know if Ralph said it when he was talking about it, but yeah, towards the end, it's got like a Hotline Miami tie-in.
Right.
It's kind of weird. And that last part, oh man, what are they called? I can't remember what the hell they're called. Whatever the games you were playing for that fake unreleased console was one that involved Hotline Miami, and it just took forever to get through. But that wasn't the difficult one. The one I had the most trouble was the stupid bouncing donuts one, because if you fucked it up, you just fell and died.
Your jelly donut filled one.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's still like that. I know Ralph talked about it all. I mean, talked about some too, but he's got this one move after you, like, I don't know, if you chain together a bunch of attacks, eventually you can press a button that will have him kind of do like a dash attack. And then he'll do like another, like kind of slower version of the dash attack where he'll just yell like, fuck you at people. It's pretty funny. But yeah, that game is I don't really know how games like that get made, but it got made somehow. And supposedly it's going. There's another DLC that's supposed to come out in April. I'm not sure if I'll check that out or not, but the first DLC they released was just weird. It was mostly just a visual novel where you just kind of get the perspective from I think his name is it's either Badman, I think is the other character, and it's about his daughter dying or something. I don't know, something like that. I didn't really pay much attention to it. I'm not sure what the next DLC is supposed to be though. I think it's actually supposed to be something that shows like the true ending of whatever was going on in that game. But yeah,
I'm not sure they even know what the full
well,
what's
it's
really happening.
supposedly gearing up for like a No More Heroes 3, so that'll probably be much more fun to play than this game. But the best parts of the game were the parts when you would in between getting the different games, they would have a clip where it was all like kind of old Apple like green text and graphics where they would kind of show
Apple
him.
II kind of shit.
Yeah, trying to kind of show him in the process of finding and getting the next game, and that's where most of the enjoyment was for that game, not the actual playing the game. But it's still weird. It's crazy that that came out. I'm imagining it didn't sell very well, but hopefully they still make No More Heroes 3 because the No More Heroes games are usually pretty good. But
what about Super Mario Brothers U?
I finally came in and bought that.
Did you play the Wii U version?
I did not. The ending of the game, like, so there are some levels in that game that are actually pretty challenging.
Oh yeah, the platforming is not as easy as you would expect it to be.
Yeah, Mario games are always harder than I anticipate.
And I played it as just single player. I didn't play with anybody else. So I think if you play with somebody else, it's much easier. But because that way, like, you can pretty much never die because like one person will die and then you just wait and bring them back.
Person, yeah.
Yeah. But I played the one that you should be playing as Mario as Luigi for pretty much the whole game. And then you get to like the final like confrontation with Bowser, and it's incredibly easy. Like they were like other castles that had much more difficult boss fights, and then the Bowser one is just way easy. Because you get the did you end up playing the one on Wii U? Or
I had the one on Wii U and I played it, but I mean, you're talking how long ago at this point?
I don't even know what it is, but it's like the squirrel suit you get.
Oh yeah, the Tanuki suit.
Yeah, so I don't even know if it's that because it looks different.
It's a raccoon, right?
It is the raccoon suit. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not the Tanuki suit. What is it?
I don't know. It looks more like a squirrel, but like a flying squirrel. There's a part where they show like old school Bowser, you know, like from the first Mario Brothers game, where you could either like jump over him and get the key, or go underneath him and get the key. And that squirrel suit is just ridiculous because you just you jump and then make the squirrel fly and just get the key. But that's not the end of it. Then there's another form of Bowser, which is also like ridiculously easy. But I just couldn't believe that the ending of that game was so easy compared to some of the other castles there. And then I switched up and tried new Super Luigi U and have been playing that as Toadette. And
old Toadette.
Yeah, I didn't realize they switched up the levels so much because I played the first level and I was like, oh, this seems like it's exactly the same as Super Mario. So I stopped playing it thinking I'm not going to play this over again if it's the same game. And then I went back to it and tried the second level, and it was quite a bit different. So I'm not sure how much they remixed all the levels, but I'll have to, and they were more challenging, so I'll have to go and go back and see if I'll actually finish the new Super Luigi U. But hopefully they changed every level. I couldn't really tell much difference from that first level.
It was just a squirrel suit. They didn't have a name for it, so you were right. Just a squirrel suit.
What they called it?
There was no name I saw.
I don't know. Maybe they had a better name for it in Japanese. I don't know.
That's boring.
It is really boring.
It was the Bowsette suit. Yeah.
Ooh, now you're talking my language. Love me some Bowsette.
But yeah, that game actually was much shorter than I expected it to be.
Like 6 or 8 hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not very long.
But no, I mean, it looks nice.
Yeah, I'm sure it plays really well. It could be a good game for me to get for the kids.
Yeah, if I would have bought it on Wii U, I probably would not have bought the Switch version. But since I never had either new Luigi U or Super Mario Bros. U, I figured it was worth it to just buy it, check it out.
It's a good enough game to own.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna make another one for the Switch.
I wouldn't be surprised, but you never know.
You think I think they're kind of running out of things to call those games, though.
I mean, just call it New Super Mario Bros. Switch and move on.
I feel like when they put the new in front of it, they already kind of
ruin it.
Lost. Yeah, like
if you just call it Super Mario Switch, I'd be probably okay with it.
Because like 20 years from now, you're saying I want to play some new Super Mario Brothers U. What does that even mean?
It means you're playing the oldest possible game that somebody owns.
So I don't know. Maybe they'll call it newer Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, it could be. Not the newest Super Mario Bros. Is what they mean to say.
Yeah, the current newest Mario Bros.
Speaking of the current newest game that you played, I played a little bit of as well. Tell me about your time with Sekiro. Did you say Sekiro or Sekiro?
I'm pretty sure it's Sekiro. I listened to some Japanese people say it.
Sekiro. So. Or in my buddy's case, who didn't want me to buy the game, Suckero is what he called it. Which
is that Chris?
Pretty good. No, Chris likes it. It was a guy at work that was like, "Don't buy Suckero, just buy the Division instead."
Oh man!
So I did buy the Division. I rented Sekiro.
The Division Bell.
Yes, the Division Bell.
Sekiro is so I like it quite a bit. I especially like the style, the way it looks, the characters. They all look pretty cool. But that's typical from games like that From Software has made. But man, that thing is fucking hard. And
it's brutal.
You go down there are ways to make it easier. Like I accidentally made it harder on myself. I fought that fucking Lady Butterfly girl probably more than 100 times.
I've not fought her at all yet. I've not completed that area.
The reason why I fought her so many fucking times is because I went down the wrong path. If you're better, like I'm by no means good at those games, so that also hurts my ability to.
I am abysmal at those games. I don't even lock on half the time.
I went to her first. That was the first boss I fought was her.
That sounds like a bad idea.
She just destroyed me. Like every time, like I wasn't even close. The first time I fought her was the closest I was to beating her. The very first time I fought her, I got her down to I got the first death blow on her without her touching me. And so I was like, oh, this is no big deal, because I got that one off. Lost on the second one because I didn't know what to do, and she summoned all those extra enemies that were they didn't take much damage to kill them, but when they hit you really hard, and there was a whole groups of them. So, and she started throwing out these butterflies at me that even if you block them, they do damage. So she just wiped me out on that one. So then I was like, oh, I got her pretty quickly with the first one, so I'm going to fight her again real quick. And then I came down there again to fight her, and she just destroyed me. Like, it wasn't even close.
I'm glad I haven't fought her. Like, honestly, I know that a lot of those bosses are optional. And so that dream state that I went into, I got to the fiery area, and I was like, yeah, this sucks. I'm out. And I went back to the regular, not dreamland, and it was fucking brutal.
That fat drunk dude.
I got to the fat drunk dude today and was like, no.
So I like how the game makes you think about how to try to get out of situations, or try to it's usually me trying to think of how do I cheese this fucking thing so I can through it, because my skills aren't good enough.
Right.
And there are some of those enemies, like that big fat drunk dude. If you wipe out all the guys around him, basically if you just run around in a big circular square type thing, they'll lose track of you, and you can pick them off one by one easier. And then he'll lose track of you too, and you can actually sneak up on him and get a free death blow. And then it's just you.
That's just you making sure that you dodge the right time.
Yeah, because if you, what sucks about the boss type enemies is you sneak around them, lose them, and then you can sneak up on them and get a death blow. But if you do that again to try to do the second death blow,
it goes right back to you can't cheese it. It refills their health. I found that out the hard way.
So
I death blowed the general right after you fight the dude on the horse, which, by the way, the English translation of that was great.
Yeah.
And hearing him yell that over and over again got really annoying. my name is Kyoto Soba. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And so I finally beat him, and then you immediately go and can fight this next mini boss. And so I cheesed him once, and then I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna lose eyesight of him, and I'm gonna cheese him again. I got back to him, he had 2 fucking full health bars. Motherfucker, god damn it, I already did this once. I don't want to do it again. I was so pissed.
That's who I should have fought as my first boss. And when I found that out, because I was like, I got to some merchant that had something that would allow me to upgrade my
firecracker
throws out the shurikens or whatever.
Oh yeah, the shuriken upgrade. Yep.
So I bought that, and I was like, how the fuck do I upgrade this? So I just looked it up. I was like, what do I need to do to upgrade it? And it's like, you have to go beat that dude on the horse because he gives you the thing to upgrade your stuff. And I was like, oh, if I do that, maybe I could actually finally beat the lady butterfly. And the only reason why I didn't encounter that guy first is because I started going towards him and ran into that giant ass snake. And I was like, oh, I'm not doing this. I can't beat this snake. But apparently
that snake's easy.
Yeah, apparently it's much easier than I thought. So then I was
all the snake is once you get to a little hut, that's it.
Yeah, it's right in the eye. That was pretty awesome.
Oh man. Snake. Having that whole scenario was scary as shit to me. Because like I get past the dude I get past Gyoto, whatever the fuck, on the horse, and then I'm like, okay, there's this next dude, and I ran past that second mini boss and got down low, and all of a sudden, like, the screen starts shaking. I mean, these are moderate spoilers, but my screen starts shaking, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And like, it's not as cool as the World Serpent, but this thing is like coming at you hard and trying to fuck you up, and it's massive. And so finally, I tried to run and jump away from it. That didn't work. So I got to that hut and hid, and it just like gets its eye up where this hut is, and you just fucking stab it in the eye and run away, and that's it.
Yeah, and the reaction to it getting stabbed in the eye is pretty amazing.
Fucking great. It's pretty cool. Have you fought the flaming bull yet?
Yeah, that was first few times.
Fuck that.
It was pretty rough. Like, I was just getting destroyed. And then I don't know, I got into like a rhythm of kind of like blocking him and then kind of sidestepping him, and I was finally able to fucking get past that dude. But
my buddy was like, no, go, because I didn't have the firecrackers. They're like, you gotta have the firecrackers for this guy.
I used those two because after you get him down from the first death blow, when you start fighting him a little more after that first. Wait, is there 2 for him, or is there only one?
No, just 1.
Oh, okay, no. So when you get his health down to a little ways, he starts freaking out, and even more than he already is.
He has like a second version of himself inside the one death blow. Yeah,
that's when I started using the firecrackers.
So I finally today I got past him. Last night I could not. Basically, I just ran around, and like as he was making that sharp turn, I just knifed the fuck out of him and just follow him as he turned, and that's how I finally got him.
Yeah, the thing that annoys me the most in that game is like, so. I don't know how this happens, but like I'll encounter them the first time, and things will seem like they're going exactly how I want it, even though this is the first time I encountered him.
Yep.
But I still won't kill him because I won't know everything that's going to happen. And then I'll be like, okay, things went pretty well that first time. I know what he does after this, so I just need to do that again, and then do the second part better. And then it goes nothing like it did.
You just get fucking wrecked. Yeah, you get put into a corner. He just fucking headbutts the shit out of you. And you're like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
I got past him, and then the next thing is to go up the steps and fight that boss. And I'm like, yeah, that didn't work so well. So then I went.
Get the guys on the roof.
What's that?
Did you go to the guys on the roof?
No.
Oh man, those guys are so fucking cool.
I went over like I jumped up on the roof and tried to fight the guy right there that was having a little speech and couldn't do that. I jumped over the roof and I saw some dude like jump off a roof in the distance, but I didn't keep going.
Oh, yeah, those guys are nuts. So they're like crow looking things.
Okay.
And I fought a few of them, and they were kind of cool looking, nothing major. And then I kept going because like they all hang out on the roofs, and so you can progressively go up higher and higher on the roof. I got to this one roof and just started hearing this screaming. I was like, what the fuck is this? And it's just one of those guys spinning really fast in the air right at me. And I blocked it some time. Otherwise, it would have just fucked me up.
I went to the left and then went down into like a little cave area and talked to a doctor who said he wanted some big giant dude that was alive. And then I kept going past that and got to some weird temple with a bunch of bald dudes and found a bunch of sculptors idols there. And I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to be there yet, but that game's so like once you get past that dude in the on the horse, it really just lets you kind of go any which way and doesn't really tell you where to go. But
yeah, you can definitely go the wrong. Well, I guess nothing's probably the wrong way, but you can get to areas that are probably more difficult
yeah.
than you're ready for without meaning to.
And I'm just like, I don't treat that game as like as I should. I just go in there and try to knife the fuck at everybody, and like I do a lot of circle steps. And my buddy Chris was like, it makes me nervous watching you play because I didn't even know how to run until last night. I didn't know you had to hold circle to run. I just walked and pressed circle a lot and jumped a lot.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's similar to the Dark Souls games. You have to hold a
circle or something.
Circle to run. But the only difference, like, you actually have a jump button in this game, where the jump button in Dark Souls is you hold circle to run, and then you double tap circle, and then you jump.
There's it's been nice. The movement feels real good. I think the game looks really pretty. I've enjoyed the 2 days I've had with the game.
Yeah, I don't even know how long it is or how many bosses there are. Like, I looked at the percentages because like Xbox shows you, so it's PlayStation, all the percentages of trophies. After you beat Lady Butterfly, all the other trophies drop off to like 2 to 3%.
Yeah, it's really low. The game, like I've read, like 24 to 40 hours is kind of the median range right now.
That's a pretty big range, though.
It's a lot of range. I mean, that's just if you were to mainline it, kind of like what I'm trying to do, which I can't do because I don't know what the mainline actually is. I would like to beat it as fast as possible, but I am having a good time. Like, I get frustrated with those games, but not in a way that I want to punch myself. Those are the kind of games that I just get frustrated with, shut off, and come back to, and then I'm like, oh, got it. Like last night, I shut it off, played some Apex, got on this morning first thing. I think I beat that bull like the third time. It was like, oh, there it is. Like, it just takes a little time.
Yeah, it can be very frustrating. Like, I am glad I gave up on that Lady Butterfly fight because I would have just continued to try to fight her and just got destroyed.
You'd have beat your head against that for a while.
But after I went through all that and then fought the dude on the horse and then came back to her, I beat her on the first try. So
yeah, I have not went back to the dream state yet to try to get past. I got, where is the Lady Butterfly, before or after the drunk dude?
She's after, like, almost immediately after.
Yeah, I haven't gotten. I got to the drunk guy today and have not gotten past that. He killed me today. Yeah. So
did you talk to that guy that's like hanging out in front of the drunk guy? There's like I don't know if he's a samurai or a shinobi or what he is, but there's some guy that you can talk to that'll fight with you.
I don't think so.
You want to hold off. Don't talk to him until after you wiped everybody else out, because otherwise he goes in there and gets wrecked.
It's pointless. Yeah. I do hate, like, I understand it's a hard game, but I do hate that it's like, hey, I've got a full 16, whatever the fuck those little crosses are to use my special abilities. And then when you die, it's like, oh, you died, but you don't get any of this to start with again. It pisses me off.
Oh, no, you can, because like it stores them. So like I think I had when I left, I stopped fighting Lady Butterfly because I kind of ran out of stuff to fight her with, other than just what you have.
Your
like
weapons, yeah.
Yep. So and then I went and did a bunch of other crap to get to that dude on the horse. And when I came back to her, I had like 16 or 17 that I could use from the start, and then I had like 100 in storage. So if I died, which I didn't die that time, but if I would have died, I could have came back with a full set of like 16 or whatever.
That's what I haven't seen yet. Is that I need to just get a lot, and I've been really bad at money and all that shit. So I don't know. I'm glad I rented it. I do like what I'm playing of it, but I know that I'm going to play the Division more, but I've got another 3 days full of trying to play some Sekiro, so I'm liking it.
Yeah, it's definitely
it's hard.
Yeah, and there are times where I just have to stop playing it because I'm either getting my ass kicked too much, and then like there's a bunch of like, so you'll go to an area and you can kind of farm the enemies and you kind of know their layout, so you're not really fighting them, you're just sneaking around and murdering them. So I was doing that for like half an hour, and then I went to a boss where I snuck up death blowed him, but then I needed to fight him for real. And I was like, I've been sneaking around stabbing people in the back. I can't remember what the fuck I need to do to fight this dude.
Right.
So
The game is very peaks and valleys. Like it has high highs when you beat. Like when I beat the dude on the horse, I felt so fucking good because I thought when I got to him and he started screaming at me, I'm like, "Yep, this is the end for me. I'm never getting past this fucker." And
Yeah.
so, you know, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I got to look up like how other people do it. And so I'm like, okay, how do I need to mimic? Because it's you can watch somebody paint a painting, but it doesn't mean you're gonna be able to paint that exact same thing. So I can watch somebody do it, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna be able to do it.
yeah, so like that's so when I was getting like I probably died to that lady butterfly chick like 20 times or whatever. I was like, all right, this is frustrating. I'm just gonna see what I need to do and see if I can
Right.
do the exact same thing. I watched that video, but of the guy doing what I needed to do, and I started trying to do it, still getting destroyed. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And it was because that dude had already got a bunch of other shit that I didn't have yet that
Sure.
would that make her
Make his life easier.
voice thing would get built up quicker and all that stuff. And he also had his shurikens updated so that when he threw them, they did more damage to her.
Right.
I didn't have any of that, so I was like, I'm doing exactly what he's doing, and I'm getting destroyed.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I need to have my upgraded like grappling hook attack. Like when I realized that with the horse guy, I'm like, oh, got it. Like this is where it's at. So got that. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck this guy up now. And sure enough,
Yeah.
a couple more times and I got him.
Yeah, so yeah, I had that since I did all that other shit before I got to him. I already had that, so I didn't have to worry about that when I got to him. I was already able to get up close to him with the grappling hook.
The grappling hook is real good too. So I don't know. I'm like I said, that game and just like Bloodborne, that game's high highs and really low lows, but it does feel rewarding when you beat a boss in those games.
Yeah, especially because the animations when you kill them are brutal.
Good.
He's
so good.
He showed no mercy to that dude on the horse.
so fucking good.
Same with Lady Butterfly.
Anything else that you've been playing?
No, that's pretty much it. It kind of sucks that Borderlands is coming out next week because I'm very tempted to buy that. And then there's no way I'm gonna have Sekiro finished by then.
No, I got Sekiro till Sunday. I'm gonna try to give that a go and play more Division play the Division after that. I played some other things. I played some Let's Go Eevee, which feels real good. I don't know if you've played any of that at all, but boy, if you want a cool looking Pokemon game that's basically an original Pokemon game but new mechanics, that game feels real good to be able to play. I played a lot of that on the road down to Gulf Shores, Alabama. I also picked up Golf Peaks, which I highly recommend to everyone. It's $5. It's a really fun puzzler. That game looks spectacular, plays really. It's very zen. It's a very zen game that you just kind of get a little frustrated because it definitely takes a little bit to kind of like overcome the puzzle aspect. But for $5, that game is a good time. So if you're looking for a new Switch,
how many shinies did you catch
in Pokemon?
Yeah,
less than one.
You still have not got any shinies?
I've only put like 5.5, 6 hours into it. I think I've only got the first 2 badges. But that game looks really. I mean, it's been really fun to be able to play on the road. Like I love the Switch docked, but boy, I had a lot of fun. I bought a case and took it with us when we went to Alabama and had a lot of fun playing it undocked too. I played a bunch of other games I'm going to save to talk about Ralph about. Yeah, I picked up Minute, picked up Downwell. I played some Celeste, which we'll talk about next week. But really, Sekiro's been the game for me. It is just, it's I don't know. I'm a glutton for punishment. Like I hate things that are hard. Other than this,
that's what she said.
I hate things that are hard, but I love the rewarding feeling that when I conquer something that's correct. It's something I can't normally take. I can't take it all.
What she said.
I've got to get away from these. I love being able to beat the things that are difficult off. Now I'm just pandering to you. I like Sekiro a lot, more than I thought I would. I got really nervous because I was like, man, maybe this game is too hard, but I don't think it is. Just God damn it. It's
trying.
It's just a lot of beating your head against the same wall.
Vaginal walls.
You gotta keep beating your dick against the wall until you finally come up with a solution. And the game looks really good. The characters are good. I like that there's an actual kind of through line with the story. I don't know, everything about it just feels. I don't like the mechanic of trying to draw people away from like the shells. Those things do not work.
Which shows?
Like,
Oh, I've never tried that. I don't do that.
they're awful. They don't work at all.
Yeah.
The fistful of dust, that doesn't work either.
I've never used that either.
Yep, that doesn't work either.
I pick them up all the time, but I never do.
No. Like I said, the place I went today, I found a bunch of like random just bullshit that I didn't like. So
I use
I don't know.
pellets a lot.
Pellets, pellets don't give you a lot either, though.
Yeah, pellets and the gourds, and then
I have 3 gourds. How many gourds you got?
I think I have 4 right now.
Oh, nice.
But there's one you can buy from a merchant. So.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I'm bad with my money in that game. Like I've lost so much money from dying so many times. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I usually what I'll try to do is like
you can buy those coin purses.
Well, yeah, I've never bought. I don't understand that buying the coin purse, like because
then it saves you the money, then you don't lose it.
Yeah, but you're paying for that coin purse, right?
You're paying 10 cents. You're paying 10 cents more for the coin purse than what you're getting out of it.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at I was looking at the money it costs to buy the purse.
You get 100 out of the coin purse. It's 110 to buy it.
Yeah, and I was like, this looks like more than what I get when I use them, so I'm not.
Yeah, but then you don't lose it when you die, which seems like a good idea to me.
No, I just there's a gourd that was like 1,000, and I had enough coin purses that I knew exactly what they were for each one, so I just used all those coin purses to buy the gourd.
Right.
And usually when I go to fight like a boss like the butterfly, Lady Butterfly, I wait until I'm in a situation where like I have like 15 sin, so if I lose it, nobody gives a shit. I don't give a shit.
Half of that's nothing.
Yeah, and then I just spend all my skill points, so I don't like have like half a skill bar that I would lose. So when I go and fight Lady Butterfly, I could just die to her 1,000 times, and I'm not really.
It won't matter.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get to 5 skill points so I can get that skill point that when you do a death blow, you get whatever back.
Some health back. Yeah,
so it's kind of nice. But I think that's everything that I've been playing, and without Careful Ralph, I think that kind of concludes the show this week. What are you looking forward to playing next week then, Ryan? I know you said you might be coming to Iowa for the weekend, but Sekiro is probably what you're looking at. Maybe Borderlands.
Yeah, those are probably the 2. Maybe some more Tales of Vesperia. I've been playing that, but didn't mention it. But
yeah, fair enough.
Troy Baker.
Tony, what about you? What are you gonna be playing over the next week?
Got a couple things on the radar I'd like to keep on playing. I probably still have 20 to 30 hours of Ass Creed Origins to go, so I'll grind through that. But I'd really like to get back to my Switch. I have like I'm staring at over here. This is a game I'd really like to start. Sonic Mania.
Sure.
So
I thought I would like Sonic Mania more than I did, just so you know.
Yeah, me and my brother played just a shitload of Sonic on Sega. So
I played a fuck ton of Sonic and Sonic 2 and Sonic and Knuckles, and man,
I used to walk to Blockbuster and Hollywood Video to rent Sonic games. So I'd go turn in bottles to get money to rent Sonic games. So I'm hoping it holds up.
It's way more difficult than I remember Sonic being.
Oh yeah.
Sonic's a brutal game.
Yep.
It's like Sekiro, but for the Sega.
Yeah, that's about it. I like to have one game on each console.
Sure.
So like I might throw in like I ditched Yakuza, so I think I might throw in No Man's Sky and give that.
I thought you were going to get me to Yakuza, man.
Yeah. Well, when the fuck are you gonna come to Neola?
I don't know. Soon.
Which one was it?
Yakuza 0.
Oh man, did you get to the hostess thing where you managed the hostess bar?
No, I got about 3 hours in, and I was like, this game's fucking stupid. I got to the part where it gets like very open, where you can just like run around the map. And I did this side quest where like you meet these guys that are like a band or some bullshit. And
I was like a Yakuza game,
yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is it? And they introduced me to some chick that wants me to like watch her dog. I'm like, just fuck this game, dude.
Yeah, that's a Yakuza game right
there.
Yeah. So, oh man, you missed on that game. So it's set in the 80s. There's like this. There's the shop you can go to, and you rent VHS movies, and they're porn movies.
Okay.
There's a quest that comes out of that where there's supposed to be like this haunted porn movie.
Oh it's like The Ring, but The Ring.
Yeah, so then you
The O-ring.
hop in the haunted porn movie, and the clerk that is normally there every time you go to buy a movie, it cuts to like your character trying to watch that movie, and it's the clerk is standing right behind you with this really watching the porn movie. And then I think
he's watching it with you or what?
yeah, you guys are both watching that haunted porn movie, and then I think I spent like 12 hours just managing that hostess club because
are you Majime in that game, or are you still?
I think you get to play as 2 different characters in that one, right? I think you get to play as young Kiryu, and then I think it's also young Majima.
Yeah. I really like the premise of the game, and I was telling Derek, like I will probably try out Kiwami and Kiwami 2 because I have both of those, but. Yeah, Yakuza 0. Like if that's what I'm in for, I might just go.
I think that's definitely what you're in for. Because
oh man,
Kiwami 1 was definitely like that.
It just sucks because I love the story and like that dude and 0 that has like the big fucking tattoos on his chest. I was like, this motherfucker is a goddamn badass.
Yeah, Kiryu.
I think people like 0 the most. So if you didn't like 0, then
you're fucked.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're fucked. Yeah, you're gonna be selling me all yours. You're gonna be selling me all those games for like about $25.
It's all yours, my dude.
Good. For me, I think I got Sekiro till Sunday. I might hold on to it a couple extra days since I'm off Monday, Tuesday. I got the Division sitting up there. I'm telling you, Tony, if you want a good cheap game, $5, Golf Peaks, pick that up on your Switch. It's a really fun game. I picked up a bunch of really short games on the Switch while I was on vacation that I should probably play a little bit more of. I picked up the $10 Castlevania collection of Rondo of Blood and Soten for the PS4 since it was $10. Picked that up, so that's upstairs. I got a lot of shit that I need to play and not a lot of time to play it. So Persona 5, Yakuza, Kiwami, Assassin's Creed Origins. I mean, the list goes on. My main goal is to put some more time into Sekiro and definitely play some of the Division. So that's what you got to look forward to for next week. So
nice.
I appreciate. Thank you, Tony, for coming on this week.
Yep, thanks, boys.
I appreciate you swinging in and talking to us as usual. We will try to have you back relatively soon to hear about your Robert Kraft commentary and how much shafting he has.
Oh,
2 shafts, baby.
Michigan got their ass kicked.
Did they really?
Yeah, they're losing by some points right now.
Michigan's losing to who?
Texas Tech.
Oh fuck!
Red Raiders, baby, they're on it.
My buddy CJ is probably pissed.
Jeremy Woods, that's where he went.
Yeah, he's a big Michigan fan.
No, he's a Texas Tech Red Raider.
I said my buddy CJ is a big Michigan fan.
CJ, the protagonist of San Andreas. Or?
Yes, yeah, exactly. I mean, he is black also, so yes, black CJ, one and the same. They're all the same. We'll look forward to the return of Ralph next week. He can tell us all about his PhoneBookitis and all these weird Dreamcast games that he has been buying. But until then, for Ryan, for Ralph, I am Derek. What?
He does not have ill bleed.
He does not have ill bleed yet. Not yet. I bet you sooner or later he finds a copy of ill bleed.
What was that boat racing game that was real popular on Dreamcast?
Again, you're asking.
It was like an arcade game, and I don't know. Fuck it.
Like boat to Burger King. Was it like?
Was that a part of the Spawn game or the Kiss game or?
Ready to Rumble though. I know you motherfuckers remember that.
Yeah. Nights into Dreams.
Yep.
That was the big.
Hydro Thunder, is that what it is? Or
what?
There's a boat game. That's on PlayStation and Dreamcast. Hydro Thunder.
Hydro Thunder. That's it. Yeah.
I do know
Hydro Thunder.
Hydro Thunder. I played on the PlayStation. I did not play on the Dreamcast. That's a great game.
You missed out, bro.
It's a great game. Yeah. For Ralph on Ralph's not here. For Tony, god damn it. See, my cutoff is so normal. For Tony, thanks, Tony.
Shitty ass Royal Rumble wrestling game on Dreamcast.
That doesn't surprise me. All right. See you guys next week. Bye.
Deuces.
Level up. Oh, I forgot about that. Level up.